Now let us see. Now let us see if we are live, which we should be, by all accounts. I think. I do believe. So, hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refuses to be fixed. Code here. And would you look at that? It's been a few days. I am back. Did somebody miss me? Did anybody miss me? I guess Rob did, because Rob is already here. Hello, Rob. And yeah, welcome. So you already know this. Club meetings time. This is season 1. So specifically, the game window is called DDCM Season 1 Collection. So that's gonna be fun. School tomorrow early, but I don't care because DDLC. Yikes, you should probably worry a little bit about school. But hey, you can leave anytime. You can leave anytime. Just be sure you get enough sleep. Speaking of enough sleep, that's something I don't have. After all, I did talk about it a teeny tiny bit on the Discord. I barely got any sleep the last 2 nights. Had some headaches today, but I still absolutely had to stream. I had to. So early there is no title. Well, that is early. Also, yeah, the file. Of course, the file keeps getting bigger. Speaking of getting closer to stuff, you know, we're closer to 500 followers than I ever would have expected. I mean, yeah, there's still 34 left, but that's actually getting semi-close. So, that's something. But for now, Rob is pondering a question, and I'm going to get started. Here is if I'm going to be able to do the voices today. Doki Doki Club Meetings is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvado. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been complete and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at ddlc.moe or on Steam. Please consult the readme.txt contained in the mod download for more information. Probably not needed. By playing DDCM Season 1 Collection, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I absolutely do. Yeah, there's some weird shit being said on stream. It's good to know that I'm not the only streamer who says weird shit. Also, let me know if the audio is okay. I probably should have tested it a little bit more. Alright. But I think the audio levels should be fine. They should be fine. We missed you. Doki Doki Club Meetings, let's go! Set it on Hollow Knight? Hang on. He's wrecking my... I mean, fair. Fair. Of course I took it out of context. You take everything out of context. Otherwise, where's the fun in it? I can't even read Season 1 Collection. Monica, your ass is in the way. Move your ass out of the way, I need to read. Ah. Damn. Well, let's start a new game real quick. Hello there, I am Code. And I would like to enter the Literature Club and attend some club meetings. And suddenly... Okay, we're starting with a beach episode. Also, the background looks so clean. And it kind of got me thinking back to my cruise. Speaking of the cruise, something I probably didn't mention yet. I was so sunburned after the first week. You wouldn't believe it. Like, I was so incredibly sunburned. I was shedding hard. Unbelievable. I guess that's what I get for not, I'm not used to getting exposed to sunlight, okay? I'm not used to getting exposed to sunlight. So spending a week on a cruise with the sun constantly shining down, that, there's a snake confirmed. Maybe I am a snake.
Summer vacation. A traditional time for shows to make off-season episodes. Often the characters will visit some exotic location like the beach, typically as an excuse for outrageous fan service. But we would never stoop to anything so cheap, of course.
Now I'm disappointed. Peach episode? Of course not. Damn it, Monica, how dare you? How dare you interrupt things when it was getting good? Also, gotta appreciate the Monica casual outfit. It's always nice to see different mods, what different creators come up with for the casual outfit for Monica. Because yeah, she's the only one who doesn't have an official one.
It was quite a semester, wasn't it? I suppose you might have downloaded this directly without playing the individual episodes we released.
Yes, I have. Is that a problem? It's not even an episode yet. Yeah, apparently.
Did you already play through, or is this your introduction to us?
This is the first time. This is my first time playing this mod.
Welcome then. I guess you might be surprised to see me here, or maybe you're wondering what happened to everyone else. It's kind of a long story, but don't worry, everyone's fine.
Well, I'm glad that Best Girl is fine. And you're here too, Monica, so that's nice. Ah, Melon. Gotta watch more of her streams whenever she does stream, which she doesn't do too often.
I do recommend that you play through the episodes first before accessing any of the other content on here.
I will do that. Just tell me how to access the individual episodes. How does it work? I'm sure she'll explain it to me. Of course they fucking died. Yeah. And Melon isn't... Yeah. Always nice to see the quote file getting expanded. Also, I really hope the audio levels are okay, because I think I have the volume up a little bit higher than I usually do. So the BGM might be a little bit louder than usual, but still more quiet than my voice, so we should be fine. Audio is perfect. Why, that is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, it's actually perfect. Wow. Well, hopefully some of my voices aren't too quiet, because I know that some of my voices are a little bit more quiet, which is one of the main reasons why I usually prefer to have the audio a little bit lower. But, we'll see how it goes. If you say it's perfect, then I fully trust you. BRB, alright, you do that. You do the reset.
That'll be easy to do for you since, fortunately, I've wrapped up all the replays of everything that happened over the last 13 weeks of the semester, so you should be able to access all of them from here with this download. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can just watch the episodes there, of course.
Is anyone watching this on YouTube as an archive? We shall see. I still need to write more poems. I still have more poems to write because of the queue, don't worry about it. But at least I'm caught up on the ones I needed to write for the DDLC archives. And boy, the Sans one is low effort. Intentionally. The Sans one is intentionally low effort. Which is still higher effort than my first ever poems were. If I go back. 4 lines, wow, what a poem. Third season should have a collection this year. Alright, okay, I'm interested. But first we gotta get through season 1, and then season 2. More you have to write, that is also fair.
I also included some extras. For instance, we collected all the poems written by the club in one place so you can view them at your leisure. And the same thing with all the mods everyone made this semester. Including Sayori's mod, which we didn't actually show during the school year.
Hey Gabe, what's up? Welcome to the stream! As you can see, we're currently spending some time with just Monica and no one else. But that's because we are still in the prologue. We haven't actually started any episode yet. So yeah, welcome though.
I don't recommend you play that one though. She wrote it while she was in kind of a dark place, so consider yourself fairly warned if you do. Anyway, I also put in some commentary I recorded from everyone about their poems and mods, so hopefully you'll enjoy hearing what thoughts everyone has to provide on their work. Kind of like a director's commentary.
Oh, there's a director's commentary in this.
Also, we're going to answer some of our email backlog today too. Just let me know when you want to do that and I'll get everyone together. Everyone's pretty busy just at the moment though. We took a multi-day trip to visit this combination aquarium and water park place near where we live. Mostly we've been doing everything together as a club, but today we're just doing our own thing. So have fun and I'll see you later.
Alright, let's go to the episode select. How many episodes are there? Make a selection. Alright. Every episode they are answering emails. It's fun. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I wanted to go back to DLC myself last night. Didn't want to do it without you. Aw, thanks. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Hey, if you do it tonight and I decide to raid, then again, it's always nice when the raid stays on theme, you know? When you when I raid plays the same game, that's always nice. Well, I guess we're starting with the season 1 episodes. Visit someone? Season 1 poems, that makes sense again. Season 1 club mods, vacation emails. Well, I guess this is the best place to start. So let's do it. Season 1 episodes. 1 to 6 and 7 to 12. I guess we'll go 1 to 6. And episode 1, so many submenus. Choose an episode to play it. Warning, you won't be able to return here until the episode is finished, except by restarting. But what if I save? But what if I save? You fool! I've outsmarted you. The game may have outsmarted me, but I outsmarted its outsmarting. So, emails about anime girls, yes. Come back with saving, yeah, don't worry, I checked. See, easy. Not like I need to, because I'm gonna go down the line anyway. How long would you say these episodes are? Like, can we expect like to do like 2 episodes per stream? Or like 3 episodes? Like, is an episode an hour? Or is one episode gonna take up an entire stream already? I don't know. Couldn't... Well, I guess we'll just start episode 1 and we'll see how it goes. We will just see. Alright, episode 1. The club has its first regular meeting after the festival incident. Start the episode. So this takes place canonically after the game. So this would take place... like, yeah, after the very end of the game, right? It would be after the very end. Because the entire game is leading up to the festival and stuff. So this would be after. Huh. Okay.
Okay, I think I can manage that too, then hang on.
Not really sure, this might be slight spoiler territory. But I'm sure we'll get through this relatively quickly.
Alright, it's done. I think we have about as much privacy as we're going to get.
Yes, till then I'll just lurk and grind the Coliseum in Yakuza. You do that. Stay on that grind, my friend. Stay on that grind. Yup. That makes sense. Not the festival of this game, but I definitely said that.
Fine then. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Okay, all in favor? All opposed?
Silence.
The motion carries.
A brief moment passes, then the sound of quiet, muffled sobs.
I hate this.
The crying continues for a few seconds.
I hate this. How could you all stand it? It's awful. It's not even... Hey, stop it.
I don't know who's talking, okay? I don't know who's talking. I don't know when we change to another character.
But it's horrible. I can't deal with this.
Is this supposed to be Monica or is this supposed to be Sayori? I'm confused.
I mean, even right now, everything's all... I know, but you have to get a grip. You all need to get a grip. That's why it all happened in the first place. You're strong enough to do this, and we need you to be strong.
I'm just gonna do Sayori voice because it's the most generic female one I have, I think. Takes the more of the stream, I will spam command quotes. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, don't cry.
Okay, that's definitely supposed to be Yuri.
Yeah, don't cry. We'll be alright, I promise. You'll be okay. Do you, need a hug? Guys, I don't think this is really what she needs right now. It's really hard for her.
Again, I don't know if the one crying is Monica or Sayori. It could be either one.
No, it's okay. You're right. I just need a minute. Okay. back to normal then, whatever that means. Okay.
Okay, that's definitely Monica.
Okay, everyone. We're just about done for today, but for next week, let's try to get some poems written to share, alright? About.
Okay, that must be Natsuki, probably. About just what else? Same as before?
No, I don't think any of us are ready to pretend like everything's that normal. Let's write our poems about all of this and what it means to you. About our reality. I guess that's one way to put it anyway. The club is adjourned.
1 week later.
Okay, everyone. Oh, dang right, I forgot about that. First things first, anyone object to me changing the privacy stuff back? Nope!
No?
Doesn't look like it, Monica.
Wow. I see. Also, I like how this is one of the mods that changes the text box color. Nice little detail.
Alright, working now, yep, looks like it. Although I guess this is the same instant since the history hasn't been cleared. Weird, anyway. Okay, everyone. Before you get to any of our planned activities, just spend most of the club time how you want, okay? Relax a bit.
Yuri immediately heads to her habitual desk by the window. Poem about reality, your reality, baby. Also, it is still supposed to be black background, no longer. Yeah, no, I figured that out. I mean the whole, command prompt thing.
Are you going to read manga today, Natsuki?
Sure, why not, I guess?
You want any company while you read?
I didn't know you read manga, Sayori.
I don't, but I'd be happy to come and read it with you if you want.
Nah, that's okay, don't trouble yourself on my account. You two lovebirds should spend more time together. Natsuki immediately starts rummaging through the closet. MC is just like, what the fuck? We boring? Nah, sad.
What about you, Monica? Honestly, I'm probably just going to write some more, although Yuri mentioned she might want some help or something later.
Monica, the shelves!
Excuse me a moment. So, MC, what do you want to do?
He's just called MC. Where'd my name go? I'm not really sure. I guess that's not surprising. Especially as far as I'm concerned. But I guess neither of us really did anything before the club that was literary. At least not anything that was really distinctive to us. But maybe just, would you like to do something together? Oh shit.
Yeah!
Do you have any ideas for what to do?
Think so, or think something MC likes that we can do in the club and don't sound too weird or desperately flirty. We could watch anime.
Yes, as long as you watch it with subtitles, you are technically reading, which is literature. So yeah, that's fine. Absolutely, watch anime in the literature club. We're doing it. Club president will still talk to you sometimes. Aha, okay. Wouldn't that disturb the others? Also, there's no TV.
We can watch it on my phone on low volume if that's okay.
Yeah, I'd like that. But, this isn't the anime club, you know? Does anime count as literature? It has subtitles, my man.
Shh, don't let the others hear you ask that. It'll be a whole thing. I'm the vice president of the literature club, and anime is literature if I say it is. And it is. I command it.
She has commanded it. Anime is literature. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go get into some literature again. Ah, damn. Flawless logic. I agree.
Then it's settled. Come on, let's go pull out some desks together.
Everyone's doing their own thing. Who to check up on? Well, first we save. Just playing. Playing it safe. Playing it safe. Oh, I see. And we're gonna see all of them. So we are checking. We are actually the outside perspective. Because I just see MC and Sayori. So we actually aren't MC. We are an outside perspective. Well, that's interesting. Well, you know I gotta check up on Natsuki, right? You know I gotta check. You know what? Let's save best girl for last. Let's go with Yuri first. Yuri has a laptop computer open on one desk, but she doesn't appear to be paying any attention to it right now. Instead, she's reading a book, laying on the next desk over. She seems to have a new book today. The book's title and author aren't visible, so the book is flat on her desk. But it's pretty clearly not Portrait of Markov. Maybe she finally finished it?
The universe is no narrow thing, and the order within it is not constrained by any latitude in its conception to repeat what exists in one part in another part. I think I need to read that a second time. Or maybe it's just time to get back to work, and I can try to figure out that line during the next reading break.
Yuri turns to her computer and starts happily typing away. The screen is filled with code. I am on this... Yes, the screen is filled with me! Yuri, put away those nudes. Those are fully confidential. Don't look at them in the classroom. It looks like she's working on a visual novel. Ooh. She finishes typing with a flourish and hits the launch button. But the program throws up an error message and won't run. I understand the pain of getting error messages when trying to run stuff. It sucks, it sucks. But it's even funnier if you get some errors that don't cause any error messages. Like some slight mistypings in the code that lead to an entirely different outcome than you initially desired. Like back when I was still working on that Pokemon fan game, there was one little glitch that I encountered unintentionally that was just a very simple slip-up. I think I talked about this before, but the difference between an equal sign and a double equal sign. If you put two equal signs, different story from it just being one. And there were a few lines in the code where I accidentally typed in a single equal sign when it was supposed to be two equal signs. And that led to some interesting results. Like I might have accidentally created an entirely different item than what I initially wanted. Just, you know, kind of off topic, we'll get back into the game in a second. But what I wanted to do was make special Pokeballs that, Yeah, I know it too, but sometimes you still slip up. Sometimes you still have a little slip up, even if you know the fact, even if you know what's what. Sometimes you have an accidental slip up, and then you run it, and then you see, whoops, that wasn't what I intended, and then you go in and fix it real quick. But yeah, what I wanted to do was have special Pokeballs that each are more effective if the Pokemon suffers a certain status condition. Let's take, for example, the Burn Ball. Very clearly, if the Pokemon is burned, the catch rate should be higher. I accidentally typed in just an equal sign instead of double equal to check for the status condition. So here's what it did. You throw the Pokeball, and if the opposing Pokemon breaks out, it's then burned. So instead of confirming whether or not the opponent had the status condition, it would give it the status condition. So you throw a Pokeball, you either catch it, or if it breaks out, well, congratulations, it is now burned. Plus, since it was able to assign the status condition, which was what it was asking during the if statement, it always had the increased catch rate as well. So you would always have the increased catch rate, and if it breaks out and didn't have a burn before, it would then have it. Not what I intended, I fixed it immediately, but I easily could have turned that into an item too if I felt like it. It's not a bug, it's a feature, because ball is burned. Makes sense too. So anyway, the program throws up an error message and won't run.
Hey, Monica.
Yuri speaks so softly that Monica, deep into whatever she's writing, doesn't hear. Yuri raises her voice a little.
Hey, Monica. Hey, Yuri, what's up? Oh yeah, going ahead with your plan then. Oh, indeed. You're not practicing on... No, of course not. That seemed unwise, and maybe unethical. Yeah, I have no idea what happens if we run a modified recursive, for instance. But best not to try it just now. Or at least definitely don't try it until you know what you're doing. Understood. So what are you working on?
Just a really simple story so I can get the hang of sprites using audio and setting up logic contingent operations using some basic tutorial assets.
You seem to be taking to it pretty quickly.
Well, I'm doing okay, but I'm certainly running into problems enough. Right now I'm a little bit stuck on this.
Yuri gestures at her screen as Monica walks around the desk to see.
Oh, I see the problem. I used to make the same mistake all the time when I was first, Anyway, this just needs a set of parents around the arguments. It seems weird because the arguments are already in quotes. But the command expects all the arguments to be wrapped up in parents for some reason.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yuri goes back at once to typing. She types extremely quickly and the code flies onto the screen. Just make it burn after checking. I could do that too. But why would I do that? Doesn't make sense. And you throw the ball once, you get the status condition, you throw the ball a second time, and then you catch it. That just seems broken. Plus, again, I haven't worked on that game in, like, what, years? So... Sometimes it feels like a waste that I completely stopped. Periodically, she stops and thinks for a moment, then returns straight to just typing for minutes on end. She is impressively focused. She continues for a long while, not seeming to notice the loud laughter coming from Sayori or the clatter of Natsuki rummaging through the closet.
Time for another reading break, I think.
She rotates in her seat towards her book and picks up where she left off.
The beauty of this prose is so striking, but it certainly doesn't make itself particularly comprehensible. I wonder if this is how Natsuki feels when she reads my writing.
Well, that's nice. Well then, let's see what Monica was up to. She should be interrupted by going over. Monica, huh? Yes, Monica. Hang on a second, isn't this kind of weird? Isn't this kind of weird? Weird how? Actually, I don't know. Isn't Monica making this menu?
Of course I am, Code.
Okay, well, can I check up on you then? So why the weird meta menu options?
I've been pretty agitated recently. Nesting these menus was pleasantly distracting.
Glad it helped. So what are you doing today? What's the point though? Do my choices have an effect?
I mean, I enjoy interacting with you, even if it's through a set of menus. So in that way, your choices have an effect. They definitely matter, certainly at least as much as any choice of mine does. Plus, I recently read a really interesting article about how important having at least the illusion of choice is for the player in a game to feel content. I mean the player of the game. And of course I want you to feel content.
Only because you are content, Monica? Wow, you are content, Monica.
Natsuki.
Oh wow, didn't even know what to do with the voice there.
Natsuki.
Hey! Hey, all you out there, she's blushing?
Well, in any case, yes, your choices definitely matter. If nothing else, they matter to me. Anyway.
Well, let's see what you've been up to today. Before we move on, can you tell me what's been going on in here? Monica is the content. She is all the content.
Well, it's a long story. I'm actually not sure how much of it you saw already. I'm pretty sure you saw something already given the console history, but I can't be sure. I was not the club president for a short period, though I am again now. No doubt you'll learn the whole story before too long. It's probably a little early for me to just tell you in front of everyone here. I don't want to risk opening any fresh wounds in case people overhear, but for now suffice to say, we decided to continue the literature club after all, together. Although we're only going to meet once a week now. We all decided it would be good if we had more time for more life outside the club. And don't worry, everyone knows about the thing. We're all okay, I promise. Don't worry about us for now. Here, let me show you what I've been working on.
Monica walks over to the teacher's desk, where her notebook and a pen are sitting. Poem?
So I'm Code. I have a small secret.
Ooh, secret time! Shh, shh, chat! This is a secret, you can't tell anyone. Could sleep now and get 6.5 hours. So would I ever get 5? Whatever you need. If you need more sleep, get more sleep. Wow. So I shall sleep 5 hours. Yeah. Can't tell anyone about this, okay? Also, Tord, no. Just no. Can you, like, not listen in on this for a second? Because Monica is about to share her a secret with us. A big secret. And we can't tell anyone. Are you seriously gonna spy on us while we're talking about secrets? Ooh, I don't know. Must sleep, why the hell I need that? Honestly, doesn't matter how long you sleep. You're still gonna be tired in the end.
I didn't finish my poem for today yet. Even though I was the one that assigned the poem to everyone, I really didn't have any good ideas until this morning. I guess I was pretty distracted this week, but inspiration struck when I woke up. Fortunately, I always keep some paper and my pen around next to my bed. You should do the same, Code. Sometimes people wake up with really creative ideas that are very quickly forgotten if you don't record them somewhere. I think it has something to do with carrying forward ideas you had while you were dreaming. At least that would make sense, since you can easily forget those ideas as quickly as you do your dreams. So, have you been ready to record them quickly? That's Monica's writing tip of the day. So, the dream I had last night was actually a nightmare. I've been having a lot of nightmares recently. Not like the old nightmares where the game wasn't running. I figured out how to fix that. Sort of. But now we can basically live pretty normal lives even when the game isn't running. Or at least as normal as they can get for us in here. Anyway, even though I've been having nightmares, at least waking up from this one helped me with my poem. The poem ended up being a little dark as a result, but writing it helped me process it a little, you know? I wonder if the others also wrote stuff this depressing. But please don't worry about me when you read it, okay? And don't worry about the others if they also wrote some sad-sounding things. We've been through a lot. Anyway, I just have a few lines left, I think.
Monica starts muttering half-audibly to herself as she writes. Of course, of course. And says, is that good? Sure. I'm sure you're fine. He's tired. What's up for 30 hours? It still was just delete nightmare functions, bro. Yeah, just delete everything. I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong if you do that.
Cold. I was cold. Freezes, page, freezes. No, this doesn't need to rhyme.
She looks a little upset as she presses her pen forcefully into the page for the last few lines. I wish I would just sometimes be, no, this doesn't need to rhyme. But I always get so hung up on rhyming stuff in my poems. I don't know. I just think it sounds more like poetry if I have rhymes in it, which is really stupid because a lot of poems don't have rhymes in it. But for some reason I always feel the need to add in rhymes. Damn it. Ah, okay. Just looking at the background, and I just noticed that we have the weekdays here. So for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep. We have the weekdays for 2 weeks. And an extra Monday. Why is there an extra Monday? Why do we need an extra Monday? That's weird. I guess it never hurts to have 2 weeks plus an extra Monday on the board. Very strange. The best or worst thing to say when it was... You're ugly as always, so don't worry. Wow, yikes. Can I please unmute? Yeah, sure, do it. I think we're through the secret stuff. Extra Monday, more skill? No! Why couldn't it have been an extra weekend day? Why did it have to be an extra Monday? Sad.
And there it is. I hope the others appreciate this. And that you do. I'm going to work on administrative stuff for the club's annual report through the student council for a bit now. Don't forget to check on all the others. Hopefully none of the rest of them need coding help.
Well, Yuri kind of did, but, School is boring. Fair. Make your Portal 2 chamber someday? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Also, Matt, hello. Welcome. Hello, hello. We just got done obsessing over the blackboard, saying that there were, like, 2 weeks plus an extra Monday. I don't know why you have 15 days on the blackboard and instead of just making it a clean 2 weeks. Why did it have to be an extra Monday? Very sad, very sad. Maybe how do I share it? Well, you upload it to the Steam Workshop and then you can, I think just give me the name of the chamber and I should be able to search for it. Which, by the way, you can also play all of the chambers I made. Stores, feeling good. Feeling good, huh? Alright. Haven't played any Roblox in a long time. Well, let's go to MC and Sayori and save Best Girl for last, as one should. Hello, squad. Sayori and MC are leaning in over Sayori's phone, watching an anime. Wait, I don't get it.
What's not to get?
So this girl is an alien.
Yes?
In fact, she's one of 1,000 avatars of sanity-destroying, eldritch, Lovecraftian deity. Yuri just peeking in.
Yep, specifically she's Yalatotep.
I don't know how to say that. But she's a cute, extremely violent, and super genki anime schoolgirl? Yuri just zooming around. Excuse me? Did you say Lovecraftian shit? Can I listen? Excuse me? Engage us on a signal, you do that. By the way, does anyone know if this is referencing a specific actual anime or if this is just random made up stuff for the mod? Though even if they made it up, I wouldn't be surprised if there was actually an anime out there about it. Talking about Yuri, imagine.
Also true.
Who's desperately in love with a totally normal anime schoolboy who is a severe tsundere?
You've got it.
Ah! Excuse me, what did that say?
Anyways, did one of you guys mention Yalatotep?
Wow. Yuri go burr. Yeah, I can't even space her words. That's how burr she's going.
I'm sorry.
Don't sneak up on me like that. Man, you move really quietly.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I just heard that you guys were talking about and got really excited.
That's okay. Just like, make some noise when you come up behind me next time.
So, this is a Lovecraft-based anime?
Well, yes, but also no. I mean, it draws pretty heavily on Lovecraft and on the Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG.
Oh.
But it takes that general base into some pretty weird anime kind of directions.
Like for instance, Reliet is actually just a theme park of an underground human trafficking auction.
I see.
Well, you lost her at theme park, but then you got her attention again with the human trafficking. Hugo Burr sneak attack, she do know how to sneak up apparently. And the Nyarlathotep girl really likes the male lead character. Like, a lot. Like, take this bathtub scene. What's wrong with you? Get out of here!
No, thank you! No, thank you. I thought we could...
I am not even sure what voice I should do for that girl. Hang on, should I... What voice do I do? Enjoying the mod? I am enjoying the mod.
No, thank you. I thought we could consummate our love before our parents return from their trip. She's drooling. Don't worry, it won't hurt. That's nothing to be afraid of. Now let's become the Adam and Eve of a new generation.
Get out! Stab. So, yes, I mean, it's basically just a really normal high school romance anime that has these light comic horror elements. And the boy stabs her with a fork all the time to be soon. And she always yelps out an anime reference in pain. It's weird. I wouldn't be surprised if this anime actually existed. Can someone search it up, please? I'm curious. Devious voice for the girl. Better one than before.
It's really cute though. The girl is really aggressive, but it's super adorable how much she cares about him and how he really tries to convey that he doesn't care about her.
But does he actually care about her?
He totally does.
Yeah, you guys like that lovey-dovey stuff. But I still don't think it makes a lot of sense that Nyarlathotep is just suddenly part of a cute anime world. This is apparently totally harmless. And is apparently totally harmless. You have a pretty good impression of Act 3 Monica? I did? How? What? Yeah, Yuri becoming anime fan? She do be smiling. She do be smiling.
Well, see, as you know, Nyarlathotep has 1,000 masks, and who's to say that one of them isn't some Yankee anime schoolgirl? A perfectly normal-looking, cute, radiantly positive high school girl who's actually an unspeakable abomination, wielding power and horror beyond your comprehension.
Okay, are we still talking about the anime or are we talking about Monica now? Also, hi Neon, welcome to the stream. Yuri totally anime. See Monica actually impression? Monica voice, just Monica. Just Monica is all we need. Just Monica. Nothing but just Monica. Because I'm thinking that Sayori's currently noticing like the reference here. Looks like a completely normal high school girl, wields abnormal powers. Are we talking about Nyarlathotep or are we talking about Monica? That's the question.
Does this not disturb you?
Yuri. The game files aren't altered, we don't need to do this.
Such an unspeakable monstrosity, preying on pure, innocent high school boys in a form so seemingly pleasant and cheery.
Oh, now we're teasing MC, huh? Oh, we're teasing MC now, aren't we? You shouldn't make a nation.
Perhaps this frays your all too fragile sanity, for it is written, and when Nyarlathotep went, the rest vanished, for the small hours were rent with the screams of nightmare.
Okay. So Yuri's in on the joke. MC is freaking out. I love it.
Nightmare!
That's the first power of the crawling chaos. Yeah, even to become an anime girl sent you shrieking and cursing in the court of madness at the center of all space. Because if so, I'd say it's pretty true to the source material.
Song is fucking awesome. Yeah, that was the best BGM ever. Okay, stop it. Get some help.
Man, you're so cool!
Anyway, shall we get back to the shall we get back to the snow? I mean show. Anyway, snow.
Yeah, just let me look up what multiferous means real quick.
I would have to look that up too, don't worry. That leaves Natsuki still over by the closet. Ooh boy, here comes Best Girl. Natsuki slumped against the wall, rereading Parfait Girls. Yet again.
It's bad enough that I don't usually get the chance to pick up new manga, but even if I could, there's never going to be more issues of Parfait Girls. And now the publisher is out of business. Of all the series not to be picked up for another run. Life really is unfair sometimes.
She sighs profoundly and goes back to reading. Comes the Baka screaming girl. She's here. After a while, it's clear that her mind is not really on the manga. She's turning the pages, but her eyes are barely moving. As she stares into the middle distance, her eyes suddenly start to water and she looks away. She buries her face in her hands for a moment and wipes away her tears as discreetly as she can before looking around to see if anyone noticed. No one is looking, but there's a distinct break in the loud ruckus over by where Sayori and MC are watching their show.
I can't believe that happened! MC, do you mind if we take a quick break so I can run to the girls' room?
Yeah, let me just pause.
Hey Natsuki!
Hey girl, what's up?
I was going to run off the hallway real quick. I was going to see if you wanted anything.
Nah, but thanks, unless you find a new volume of Parfait Girls out there, in which case, dibs.
I'll keep an eye out. How's everything else going?
Fine.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure, you clinger. Everything's fine.
I'm glad to hear that, because I love you and care about you unconditionally. Everyone here does. We will always be here for you no matter what happens. You're really important to the club, and we're always glad that you're here.
Jeez, what's with all the sap?
Just wanted you to know.
Sheesh.
Sarah leaves the room. Everyone else looks pretty preoccupied with their own activities. The faintest of smiles fleets across her face.
Maybe if I left myself something different to read in here.
Ah, have a new goal, write new parfait girls. If someone has the skill. But I can't write manga because manga needs illustration. Very sad. And I can't illustrate.
Okay, everyone, time to share poems.
No one looks very excited about the prospect today.
Who wants to go first? I thought today we might read each other together as a group.
I'll go first.
The group passes Yuri's poem around as she consciously fiddles with her hair. Dilated articles. Has your heart ever ached for another world? Has it been overbrought by unattainable beauty and poignance? I stand on the threshold. Is it a whirling abyss beyond? Or is it just a thin line? A border on a map, but laid plain on the ground before my feet. 1 foot over, I stand half illuminated, half shrouded. What could be is greater than what actually is, and what is must then fade before all that never was. Like a planet lost in the glare of 1 on 1 billion suns. Hold up. Wow, it's hard for me to read, I'm sorry. Sure, how I missed you, yes. A note of this drowned in a vast sea of cold and of could and might. Who would not wish to swim in that sea? Who once knew it? Even if they were themselves almost nothing at all. Note of a note. But the world has strange chances, and it may be that your note is the treasured part of someone's sea. And your sea, though vast, may itself be compact. So swim where you may, joyfully if you can, ache joyfully if you can, for what is your own, though it be bound to the scope of these dilated articles. Wow. Mr. Stream? I don't think you have. You shouldn't have, you never miss a stream. Only grab a streaks? Weird. But you shouldn't, you don't ever miss streams, right? Didn't you, like in the previous stream, drop the "Tis Time for Literature"? Stop distract because I want to see you at least end this episode. Oh, don't worry, we'll easily get through the episode, I think, probably. I mean, we're now at poem sharing time and we hung out with everyone, so I think we will likely finish 2 episodes. Then again, I don't know how long it goes on after sharing poems.
I think I understand. The imagery is wonderful as usual from you, and the sentiment is a very pleasant one. Overall, I'd say the poem makes me feel envious, I think. Natsuki, what do you think?
Well, I still think it's too wordy. It uses a really complicated metaphor. It uses a really complicated metaphor to explain something really simple. And all the $5 words make you strain to see what she's getting at. I think it's really good. Much as it pains me to admit it. Still, this is definitely my favorite poem of Yuri's. It's great.
You really like it that much?
Of course I do, you big dummy. This is amazing work. There are even things in here I wish I'd ripped off for my own poem.
Thanks, Natsuki. That really means a lot to me.
Streakin has gone into the negative. Oh no. Stack overflow. How sad.
Your poem made me feel really fuzzy and cozy.
Thank you, Sayori. Is that it?
Yep.
my gratitude for the feedback then.
MC, do you have any feedback for Yuri?
Well, MC fills with his own poem and looks around at the room. I'm not sure that I do actually. I'm not really smart enough to criticize a Yuri poem. Plus, to be completely honest, my brain isn't working really well at the moment right now because I am dreading it being my turn to because I'm dreading it being my own turn to share.
That's okay, MC. It's normal to feel a certain degree of stage fright when sharing your work publicly. Tell me what you thought about it later if you like.
Sure thing. You're dummy as a boob. Wow.
Who's next to share? Huh. I'll go next. Go easy on me though, okay?
Each member of the club, in turn, quietly reads Monica's poem, the one she just wrote. Ice. Ah yes, we did read about it being cold. Down the oubliette, back to my old familiar home. I have all the comforts and I can settle in, but wait, a change. They've turned down the temperature. Snowed me in, locked me in ice. Ice is peaceful. You barely notice as it slowly constricts your limbs. Ice is beautiful. You see blue-white clear throughout it and see exactly what it is doing to you. Ice is cold, and it makes you beautiful and peaceful and cold. In my room of rhyme, amidst all my familiar comforts, I smile happily and drink my tea and nibble my cakes, heedless of the encroaching ice, encasing my hands, my eyes, my heart, until at last it freezes the pen in my hand, freezes the ink on the page, freezes this poem as it flows. It was the ice. Huh, snow, now ice. Yeah, we got it all this time. This poem was nice. Damn it.
Sorry, I know it's a bit much. It's supposed to communicate how you really feel, right? I think it does that really well. The oppressive feeling of it really comes across.
That's very much what I was going for. I think it's terrifying. The juxtaposition of the familiar and comfortable with the alien and invasive. Exceptional.
You guys are way better at this than I am. I'm pretty done with this kind of stuff. I can't even find the words to describe your guys' work.
A good way to get across what a poem does for you is to describe how it feels to you. How do these poems make you feel?
Well, those are different questions, I guess. I'm having a hard time feeling anything myself right now because I'm pretty distracted with anxiety. Then you should go next. Yuri nods. But Monica's poem and yours both have very particular feels to them, I guess. Yuri, your poems always feel ponderous and thick, like they're underwater, and they feel old and ancient somehow.
Yeah, like some ancient wise creature you go to advice for your quest in a movie.
Not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah. Now Monica's poems feel spring and crisp. They have a rhythm to them that reminds me of like a storyteller dramatically telling a story to young children with dramatic pauses. Part of it is the way she uses the page. Monica really likes to use spacing and indentation to convey the speed and rhythm she wants you to read the lines at inside your head. Man, I really gotta try some of that stuff eventually with my poems. I don't usually do that. I usually just go for basic rhymes and that's it. Maybe mix it up a little bit sometimes. But I do want to try different forms of writing. It's just, I don't know how to go about doing it. In a way that's not shit. So how do I feel? And that's an even bigger problem. You gotta feel something. Oh no.
Punctuation too. She's very good at using the right punctuation mark for the right sense. It keeps her poems very crisp to use your phrasing.
Well, it's still a little bit beyond me yet and my level of experience, but that was really good, Monica.
Thanks, everyone. Who'd like to go next? I think I'm ready to show mine now.
Sayori passes a poem around the room. It's going around! Yes, the poem is getting passed around the room, so it is going around. I woke up feeling pretty sick this morning. Sniffles and some coughing. It's no fun. And as I rise, my body screams a warning that my affliction has just begun. They assure me I should share the burden. A problem shared is a problem half, they say. But can they really understand for certain the length of time the malady may stay? I see she's been diseased for longer. This bug is really pretty tough to shake. Involuntarily, I am made a witness to what might be our single settled fate. But I press forward and open wounds upon them. On their own advice, I smear the sickness in. But illness shared is illness multiplied. I hope they'll all be well one day again. Now this is, I like the message behind it, because not every time you share your problem with others is it like half the pain. Sometimes it is just, now they gotta deal with it too, and it's still the same for you. Sometimes it's like that. I like that. People don't think about that sometimes, even though they should. Oh, Sayori?
Hey, real quick, don't go freaking out on me. It's only poetry,
Sayori grins widely.
so don't read too much into it, okay? It's just an outlet.
Well, it definitely gets its point across.
One of the things I always admire about your poetry is how brutally authentic it is. It's very
Stark.
That's a good way to put it.
Indeed, Sayori's poetry is adept at the blending of joy and despair. And the effect is treble because we know Sayori so well. When Sayori's writing delves into the very dark, it's like being unable to look away from an open bleeding wound. It's horrifying and you want desperately to stop looking to spare yourself the pain of feeling what the author is conveying. But you can't. It forces you into that perspective so that you can feel the author's pain or their terror.
Hey!
Everyone turns to look at Natsuki.
She just said not to read too much into it? And now we're talking about how the poem lets us see things that are really awful and painful in her. It's just an outlet like she said, and now we're making it about her instead of the poem, and it's making her uncomfortable. Just because you paint a picture of something gory doesn't mean you're a violent person. And just because Sayori wrote a sad poem about what happened doesn't necessarily mean she's in horrible pain. Even if she is, it doesn't mean that she wants us to talk about it. A poem deserves to be judged by its own merits rather than what we're projecting onto her. And I think it's strong, if a little scary. And that we don't need to be constantly making Sayori feel self-conscious by talking about how awful she must feel.
I didn't mean anything like that. I just got lost in the beauty of it. I'm really sorry if I made you feel bad, Sayori.
Hey, don't feel bad. I'm really glad you liked it. I mean, obviously I'm not saying I wasn't feeling at least a little bit sad when I wrote this. Just, I don't want to have everyone freaking out about it if I write sad stuff. Natsuki's right about that. The last thing I want is to have you guys all worried about me. I'm fine, really. So, see what...
He doesn't!
Wow, nice interruption there. He doesn't. But I'm gonna double check.
So, MC, what about you? Do you have any thoughts about what's up?
He doesn't. He has no thoughts, brain empty.
Do we even need to spell it out to you that he has no brain? He has no brain cells for poetry. Just skip his thoughts.
Per episode, then 12 hours, 4 streams. Probably more.
He's still too worried about his own poem to talk about mine.
She's right.
Well then. That means that it's your turn to show your poem now, MC. Or you, Natsuki. You're the only two left. Who wants to go first?
The intense stare down. Who's doing it? Who's going first? It's not me. It's not me. Who's gonna pressure the other into volunteering to go first? Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. Who's gonna come out on top? I challenge you to rock, paper, scissors.
You fool! Ha! Bakamonaga! You've sealed your fate!
Don't be so cocky, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Well, 3 tricks to be exact. And they're called rock, and paper, and scissors.
That joke was inexcusable. Expect no mercy from me now. We go on 3. 1. 2.
Oh, it's happening!
3.
Both of them show rock.
I see you're a man of tactical sophistication.
Don't underestimate me, this isn't even my final technique.
What?
I'm loving this. Even more reasons why Natsuki's best girl. You can't have these kinds of interactions with the others.
Not now, Monica. MC's going to show off his ultimate move.
1, 2, 3. MC shows scissors. Natsuki shows rock. Ha! Your ultimate technique was nothing compared to Natsuki's true power. I love this mod. This is amazing. What? How? Impossible.
You were a worthy opponent. I had to use my most secret power to defeat you, but in the end, no one ever expects double rock.
You fool.
Guess that means you go first, MC.
I can't believe Scissors lost. I have a request for my poem.
And what's that?
So, my poem is about Sayori. It would be really embarrassing to share it while she's here. Would it be okay if,
I'll be right back. I need to go to the girls' room. Like, right now.
Didn't you just go?
I forgot something! Looks like the coast is clear, MC.
MC nervously hands over his poem. Doesn't the winner go first? Nah, they were competing to see who didn't have to go first. Both of them didn't want to go first, so whoever comes out on top gets to choose not to go. Dead eyes. Eyes that used to smile, voice that used to cheer. I closed the door and I'll be numb again with fear. Her eyes are fixed and sad. This is what she wanted. It is all that we had. She just stares down, rotted. Her voice won't be heard again, my mind sputters aimlessly. If I somehow got her back, her crushed chords can talk to me. What to do when your heart's ripped out, but then crudely sewn back inside? Could you live your life without doubt? Would fear of the pain make you hide? Like I've burned my hand on a hot stove, I see her and remember the pain. But I smile and sear my hands to the bone. Only loss can teach you what you can gain. Geez, I wonder what moment this could possibly be about. This couldn't possibly be about when he discovered Sayori's corpse, right? No, it couldn't be.
Not only see a poem about Sayori, your poems are definitely more influenced by Sayori's style.
You really think so? To be honest, Sayori's poems always affected me the most, so I guess it makes sense I try to write like her.
Oh yes, I got the same feeling of commingling all the warm fuzzies with the worst, most horrifying despair you could think of.
Oh, did you write this poem, MC? What was your process?
Well, I sat down to write it, and I just wrote the first 4 lines really quickly. They just happened without me thinking too much. After that, it got a little harder. I've been finding it helpful to write poems with more strict structure and rhyming recently, though. Yeah, strict structure and rhyming, that's usually how I go about it. Even though I want to try doing something a little bit more loose, like a little bit more freeform. But I don't know how to write freeform creatively, because I always want to fall back into a strict structure. I always want to fall back into a structure. Like, whenever I try to write freeform, it just feels wrong, and I can't put my finger on it. But I want to try. I do. Only loss can teach you of what you really gain. Go to a job, I will earn money. Yes. Which you will then lose, only to gain more. I don't know. So I decided just to try it. Let's have every group of lines have 1 more syllable per line. Tried to keep the rhyming structure really strict, but I couldn't think of good rhymes for some of what I was trying to get across. So in places the rhymes were pretty loose. But mostly I knew what I wanted to say, and it was just a question of finding the right words to say it.
I could tell that you worked on the structure for this one. It was much more formal and strict than usual for you. It made it feel very serious, although that could also just be the subject matter. But Monica's definitely right. As with Sayori's poems, it's very easy to feel the pain and the joy, the blurred line between laughter and tears.
Thanks, Yuri. Natsuki steps over and lightly puts her hand on MC's arm.
You know, MC, she's going to be okay. Especially since she got you around to look after her. But you better not break her heart or else you'll have to answer to the rest of us.
Hey, there's no reason to talk about breaking anyone's heart.
There totally is. Even though your poem is grim as shit, it proves that you actually care about her.
Weren't you just the one yelling at us not to read too much into personal stuff into poems? And of course I care about her. I'm her friend.
Oh, I meant more than that, buddy. I mean that you... like her?
I never said that. She's not my girlfriend.
Of course she's not.
Come on, guys, this is really important. I care a lot about Sayori, but the last time there were any weird feelings like what you're talking about, well, you know. Will you guys promise not to tell Sayori about the poem or this conversation? I'm really worried the poem might upset her. Or at least, just be kind of disruptive for her. And I really don't want her to be suddenly surprised by you guys telling her you think I have feelings for her either.
Your secret's safe with me.
Monika's hand is in a funny position, touching the butt. She's selfie. Wow.
I won't say anything.
And she's just quietly smiling. Well, that's kinda ominous.
My silence can be bought. For the right price.
Yeah? What price? Natsuki whispers something into MC's ear. Well, that's not so bad, I guess.
I should have asked for more if that's what you think.
Be cautious in bargaining with Natsuki, MC. It's like making a deal with a trickster spirit. You may find that the bargain has unexpected downsides.
Stay out of this, you. So how about it, MC?
It's a deal. You just made a deal with the devil.
So be it. The agreement is made.
Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Those voices actually hurt my throat more than I expected. Wow.
The agreement is made?
Okay, that face doesn't look like laughing. That face looks like, you know, the face she does when she's about to throw up.
I warned you.
And that's how I died. Yup.
Can I ask you a question, MC? I asked everyone to write a poem about recent events. So far, all of us has written poems that are basically about how we feel about the truth of things. But yours was entirely focused on your awful experience with Sayori. Now that was terrible, I know, I'm not minimizing it. I know it was probably extremely traumatic. And I know that it was my fault, and I am sorry again for putting you and her through that. But I guess my question is, was it really so awful that it's taking up more headspace than the whole problem of the fundamental nature of our reality?
Yes. Or I guess the reality thing doesn't seem as important. It's hard to say the other thing was so traumatic when it's sort of been undone. But it did make me realize some stuff, and I guess that's what the poem is about. Everything else just doesn't matter as much, at least right now. I'm sure I'll probably freak out about it later. But for now, yeah, I guess my thoughts are just elsewhere.
I see. I'll go get Sayori now. Don't want to keep her waiting so long.
Did I say something wrong?
Oh, I don't think so. Monika's just trying to cope with her own emotions about things.
In walk Monica and a very cheery looking Sayori. Happened within my memory. Happened recently. Everything happens recently here. If it happened within my remembering reach, it happened recently. Unless it was a traumatic event.
Okay, I'm back. Shucks, did I miss MC's poem? Well, he can just show me later, I guess. Unless he happens to forget. Which he could very conveniently do.
What?
Okay, yes, I think the point has been met. Your turn now, Natsuki. The Vice President commands it! And also, Natsuki's the only one left.
Whose POV is this? Yuri, Monica, Sayori, Natsuki. Whose POV? We're just an outsider looking in. This is my point of view. We're looking at this from my point of view. Monica has addressed me personally at one point. Natsuki reluctantly hands her poem over. It doesn't matter. Everything is fake, not a single moment is real. It's all been a sham and always will be. So it doesn't matter, right? All the awful pain, the horror of knowing the truth, the fear is what's real. What we truly are. But it doesn't matter, right? Maybe they're all fake, all those words above or below, but they are still real if you can feel them. So it doesn't matter, right? If my friends are fake, they are still real if I love them. Whatever this is, it's all that matters. The rest, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, she's definitely trying to tell herself that it doesn't matter, but she seems very unsure of herself. But she's never, haha. My deal with MC, go. I'm still curious what her deal entails. Shall a poem for me?
Now, before you guys get too excited, Natsuki, you're so sweet. Before,
Just say really quickly how much I appreciate this poem. It's almost like having an argument with someone off the page, but it's so friendly and warm about it. It's very therapeutic.
I disagree. Oh my god! Let her talk! I've taken the fourth wall, clap hands. Wow. I don't even remember the deal. She hasn't even told us what the deal was. I'm very curious. I agree. It's good to know that no matter what is happening or what weird philosophical quandaries you have something real with the people around you in the form of your own feelings about them.
now then, before... You're not going to interrupt too, Yuri?
You have my undivided attention.
I was going to say, before you guys get too excited, I'm not trying to creep you out or anything. You guys are definitely my best friends and all. Just don't go thinking I'm super needy or dependent, okay? It's not like I need you guys to survive. I just am really glad you're around is all. Now, Yuri, were you going to say anything?
Okay, Tsundere.
Oh. Oh. Called out. The call out is real.
You get back here!
Here we go again. I'm going to go wrangle them while you get the email questions ready in the meantime, Sayori.
You got it, Chief. I am not a tsundere.
She totally is, though. Well, Yuri's getting beat up in the corner, but let's not worry about that. She pulled the okay boomer card, but it's Tsundere edition, yes.
Yes, you are.
Am not.
You literally started a sentence with, it's not like I... So you definitely are.
Stop running so I can explain to you I am not.
Natsuki, stop throwing things. I am not cleaning this up.
Now let's try to figure out this whole email situation.
Yeah, let's worry about that. 5 minutes later.
Monica, I just need it up on the computer, right?
Right, but you need to feed the email client through Ren'Py.
I definitely know how to do that. Hang on.
Actually, oh, wait, don't click that. Here, let me show you.
She imagined she was just about to delete everyone's character files again. Like it's not like I killed these people on purpose, officer. Yep, totally tsundere.
It's not like I killed them on purpose or anything. Baka. Here, take this knife.
Ooh, background change.
And we tell her to access the email.
Here.
And voila.
Hey Monica, are you the same Monica that runs the Twitter account, Monix3? Probably not.
I don't know what that means.
It's something like, and there it is. Anyway, it's getting a little late in the day, but before we finish, we've decided that we're going to wrap up this club time every week with questions from the real world. You can email me at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com and I'll answer your email to the best of my ability. And if you have a question that involves the others, I'll pass it on to them. Just make sure you tell me who it's for. Otherwise, I'll probably just assume you were talking to me. Depending on how many emails we have at the time of writing, at a time we might not be able to answer them on screen, as it were. But you'll always get at least a reply from us. can, we'll try as hard as we can to do live answers for as many as possible. And if we show your answer live, we'll always hide your email address or other identifying information, though we'll show whatever signature you want to put on there. Our first question comes from Cassie.
At end of the episode, I shall go. That's fair.
Let me just read it really quickly.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that Monica. There are lots of different Monicas in each instance of the game and each instance of each mod, of course. But whichever runs that Twitter account isn't me. Honestly, Twitter seems kind of more trouble than it's worth a lot of the time.
Yes, which is one of the reasons why I don't have a Twitter. And I'm not sure if I'll ever make one. Such a show-off. Wow.
I'm not saying I'd never get an account, but I don't really have an interest right now. It's a pretty good Twitter account, though. It's definitely a me that's writing it. It's so familiar feeling. Although she has an even blacker sense of humor. On to the next question. Hit it, Sayori. Ah, this one's actually yours, Sayori.
Hey, this question is for Sayori. Do you like... I can't read it right now. There we go. Do you like listening to music when you have rain clouds? And what kind of music do you listen to if so?
Yeah, sometimes music helps. Well, I don't know if it helps, but sometimes it makes me feel alright about not feeling alright. If that makes sense. That's why I usually listen to music that's either really sad or really aggressive. Recently I've been listening to David Bowie's last album, Black Star, and Monica recently got me into Radiohead. She's a huge fan of theirs. But in general, yeah, I like aggressive and sad stuff when I'm feeling depressed. Pink Floyd works really well for me on the sad side, and Death Cab for Cutie. On the aggressive stuff, it's basically always Slayer. Sometimes I mix it up. I was listening to a lot of Amon Amarth last week, but nothing is quite like Slayer.
Damn, Sayori, that's some pretty hard stuff.
Yeah, I'm hardcore.
Sayori shows up the horns.
But that doesn't mean that any of that is my favorite music. It isn't. It's just the stuff that helps me most when I'm feeling depressed. It helps to validate your feelings to hear something similar in music, I think. Although, to be honest, most of the time when I'm feeling that way, I don't even want to listen to music. But enough of that. Let me go bring up the next question.
So do you guys have the internet in there? How does that work?
Yep, we have the internet. Now it's even the real one that you guys have. It was a little bit tricky, and we have to modify the OS a little on whatever computer we want to run the real internet on. But we've done that for all our own computers, and now we can use the same internet as you. It's not too different from the internet I remember from before, although I'm not really sure I should be trusting my memory that much. But it does help me feel like I'm a little bit more of a part of your world, which is nice.
There are definitely some differences though. It's subtle. It's subtle, but you notice it eventually. Before it always seemed like, for instance, ads and other content were always relevant and on point. And it was always really easy to find stuff on search engines. Whatever you were looking for would always be first page. Now there's a lot more random irrelevant stuff. It feels more nitty-gritty and in retrospect, more realistic.
I think before, when the game needed to backfill your memory, it probably did so in the most efficient way possible. The internet would have been a kind of Potemkin village that the game built only whenever you needed it. But with our little fix, it's like you suddenly realize how a magic trick works.
There's another big difference.
Oh, what is it? Who said my name? Nobody? Yeah, nobody yet.
There's another big difference. The old internet had normal references to our school. Even had a Wikipedia page. I think I even remember that there was different information about the place where we live. It's a place that also exists in the real world. On your internet, our school and whole neighborhood does not exist. But on our internet, everything's altered to accommodate us and our school and like maps and stuff.
The maps were definitely different. In fact, since we can access the facade internet, we could probably find all the differences.
Yeah, also, of course, the real internet has a bunch of stuff on it relating to our game. It's still weird to call it that. But seeing all the literature club stuff on the internet is really surreal. It's cool in some ways and terrible in others. I definitely appreciate all the memes. You guys are top tier meme lords and I consume your content.
She's probably a big fan of the Buff Suki meme.
And it's fun to be the center of a bunch of internet culture in some ways. But there's also a lot of mean or hurtful stuff on there. I guess it makes sense since we're just fictional characters to you. And maybe it's more raw for us than for you, since we just recently went through the stuff you guys have been digesting for a couple of years, apparently. It still sucks to see, though. Oh, and don't even get me started on all the degenerate stuff.
Yes, that was rather shocking.
Oh my god. Guys, imagine if you realized you were living in a fictional world and got access to the internet beyond your fictional world. Would you look up porn of yourself? Would you do it? Honestly, I think curiosity would easily get the better of me. I totally would.
So yeah, we definitely try to stay away from that kind of stuff usually. Except maybe for MC, of course.
Hey, why would you think that I...
Now it's alright, MC, nothing to be ashamed of. It's fairly natural for a guy your age. Even if it does lead to harsh, unrelenting mockery from all of your friends.
Now hang on a second, why would I want to look at stuff like that?
That's not a denial. And why wouldn't you want to? Are you saying we're not attractive? Because that would be terribly rude of you. Or maybe you're trying to be faithful to someone special,
Can we please move on to the next question? I can't win with you guys sometimes. Favorite horror movies for everyone? Ooh. Interesting. I don't really watch a lot of horror. And of course Yuri goes first.
Ooh, I'll go first.
Of course you will.
I really like psychological horror. Jump scares don't annoy me per se, but you definitely can't rely on them. Jordan Police horror movies have all been outstanding so far. I strongly recommend Get Out. Like Swan and Suspiria are also excellent films in the genre. There are also a number of classics that are favorites of mine.
This is going to be a really long answer, isn't it?
Now, the Saw series is inconsistent and terribly gory, of course, but if you can stomach the gore, some movies in the series ask very interesting questions of the viewer. Obviously, The Shining is fantastic. Everyone should watch The Shining.
Yep, long answer.
I usually have a soft spot for John Carpenter's The Thing, and no other versions of that film. But before Natsuki yells at me for going on too long, my favorite horror movie is The Robe by Alfred Hitchcock.
I like how MC immediately started sweating, and I'm not sure if Sayori's expression changed slightly there, but you can definitely tell that that title brought back some memories again.
Some people might not even consider it horror, I guess, but it definitely fits the bill for me. The ghastly deed has already been done when the movie starts, and the movie's all about the tension of that crime. And the filmography of it is very elegant. The whole thing takes place in 2 rooms. And the movie seems as though it's filmed in one long take. It's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm done.
3 words. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm pretty indifferent about horror in general, but I firmly believe that if you're going to do it, you should go ham. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre goes super fucking ham.
I really like Cabin in the Woods.
Monica in with the super meta choice. Surprising to no one.
I mean, can you blame me? My favorites, though, are probably the classic slasher movies. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Scream is kind of a fun deconstruction. So yeah, that kind of thing. I don't like horror movies. They're scary.
That's the point, doofus.
Yeah, I know, but I guess I don't get why you'd want to be scared. Plus, horror movies are full of people being hurt and they make me sad. So I don't watch them unless I have to. What about you, MC?
Before you die, you should see Ringu.
I think that's everyone. We have time for one more question.
Hey, so is everything okay with Natsuki? Like at home?
I knew this question would come up eventually. Look, you guys, I don't really want to talk about this much. Really, it's not your business, but I get that you guys might be worried after what you heard. My dad's not a monster, okay? He's going through kind of a rough part of his life right now, and yes, sometimes that makes things difficult between him and me. And the details of that are really are none of your business. But I'm pretty safe, and no, I'm not starving to death, although sometimes we do have trouble making ends meet. My dad is a good guy and he loves me. And I love him, and sometimes love is about getting through stuff with people when they're at their worst. And I'll leave it at that.
That's less emails than I remember. Well, there's gonna be more emails later on. We're gonna do the second episode too, after all.
And I'll leave it at that.
Well, it's getting dark early these days, so we should probably wrap it up. Wait! We didn't hear your writing tip of the day!
Yeah, and you didn't give us anything to do for next time?
I was getting to that. I did forget to give my writing tip of the day, though. Or rather, I forgot to tell everyone what it was. So make sure you keep some paper and writing implement near your bed, that you can write down any ideas or trains of thought you leave the office you finish dreaming. But you have to be quick about it, since usually those kinds of ideas are forgotten quickly. That's why you keep the materials close at hand. And that's Monica's writing tip of the day. As for the next time, let's do poems again, at least for another week, I think. But this time the theme will be something that makes you happy. I think we could all use a little bit more lightheartedness. Oh, and don't forget to email me your questions for us. Remember the email address. It's lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Okay, that's all for today. Club adjourned.
You ready to go? Sayori? Hey, Sayori!
Yeah, sorry I spaced out. Let's go.
Well, you know, the more you know indeed. Makes me happy. Insert cheesy poem about Sayori.
It's so pretty at this time of day, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Are you okay, MC? You seem kind of lost in your own thoughts this evening.
Hey, Sayori.
Yeah?
Earlier when we were reading your poem, it reminded me. Do you remember when I told you that you take better care of me than you do of yourself?
Yeah? Assuming that was really you, you know, that said that? Was it?
Sayori, that was me. And you shouldn't try to distract me from this. I'm wise to your tricks now. You need to start taking better care of yourself. And that starts with actually caring about yourself and your feelings.
Please stop. The only thing that keeps me functioning is not caring about how I feel. Being numb. How I feel. You don't understand. The problem is much too big and hopeless. If I had to worry about it, I would just shut down. It's like telling me to climb Mount Everest right now, dressed like I am with no equipment, alone. It's just impossible. All I want is for my friends to be happy, especially you. That's why I spend so much time doing stuff for you and the others. Especially when you waste so much time and energy looking after me and my messy life. I just want you guys to be happy and spend time on things and people that are worth it.
People that are worth it. Have you ever looked into a mirror?
It's okay if you guys are happy. That's what I want more than anything. You really need to not worry about me. I'm more trouble than I'm worth, you know?
That's enough. Sayori, I don't know what it's like to have depression like yours. And I believe you when you say that it seems like a huge, insurmountable problem. But no one's asking you to climb Mount Everest alone or with no equipment. Maybe we are asking you to do something really hard. But you need the right tools to do it. Doctors, therapy, practice with thinking differently about yourself, maybe even medicine. And right now, not only will you not do that, you won't even try. And even worse than that, you won't even let your friends help you. You won't even let me help you. MC sighs. Sayori, can you promise me something? Will you try to care about yourself and get better? I'll help you any way I can. Whatever you need, I can do. Sayori quickly wipes her eyes and almost immediately regains her composure.
Like I said, MC, you don't understand. It's not that I won't try what you want me to try. It's that I can't. I literally cannot. It takes absolutely 100% of my effort just to get up in the morning and put one foot in front of the other. Just to keep going requires me to strain myself mentally as hard as I can, to the point of exhaustion. And even then, well, apparently sometimes I can't even keep going. But I've never worried about that. The only thing I really worry about is everyone else, especially you. I don't want you to be dragged down by such an immovable heavy object, you know? I feel like everything would be alright if I just knew you guys were all happy no matter how it was with me.
Sayori arrives at her front door.
Ah, home again.
She opens the door. Makes me happy, that's my prediction. The only thing keeping me functioning is my brain. And heart probably too. The floor here is made out of floor. Sayori out the street lamp, onto the sidewalk causing brain damage curing her depression. Good job, justice has been served, yes. She opens the door. Wait! MC blocks the way in. Don't go in yet. After a few seconds, MC looks down at the ground for a long while. Then he looks up again. Don't. Please don't leave. Sarah gently ducks under MC's arm into her house, then turns back.
I have to. I'm tired. I need sleep. Hey, MC, can you promise me something?
Yeah, anything you need.
Then I need you to promise not to worry about me. Go home and do something to take your mind off it, okay?
Sayori. I don't know if I can promise that.
Or at least try for tonight, okay? It would help me if I could feel like you weren't stressing about me. Now go home, get some sleep. You have that calculus test in the morning and you should be well rested for it. Good night.
Please. Please keep trying, Sayori. You don't... He puts his forehead against the front door. You don't know how important it is to me. See you next week. She's asleep right now, but don't forget to email Monica your questions at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Did you get the email address down yet? She's been pretty anxious about getting enough questions. Be sure to check the credits.txt file in the game folder for everyone who contributed something. Thanks especially to Yaga Mirai, Goro Akichi, Alex, and Soon Crazy for background images. Speiser and Leo DiCaprio for music. Childish N for the MC sprites. VeslianStudios.com for royalty-free sound effects. And Reckoners, Oki, Gangster King of SA, Terra, Nikosi, Carousel, Paragon, Linbin, and the DDLC modding community for all the help. I'm a go in a moment, that's fair. Until next time. You're gonna miss episode 2, but there's always the VOD, you know, there's always the VOD. Make a selection, I absolutely will. Season 1 episodes. Episode 2. Let's jump straight into episode 2. Start the episode, let's go. Whoa, didn't expect Yuri to be the type to snore. Okay.
What time is it? 6:45. I could still sleep in a little and then hurry later. Or I could have a nice leisurely morning.
Okay, popcorn? We need the popcorn. If you need the popcorn, eat the popcorn. My distract probably added about 20 to 30 minutes. In which case we should easily be able to finish the second episode. So about 1 hour, yeah. And if we have distractions, 2. And since I can usually expect the distractions, we should expect 2 episodes per stream.
On the side of sleeping in, I went to bed a little late last night and I could wake up a tiny bit of sleep debt. And also I am exceptionally uncomfortable and warm right now in bed. On the side of getting up, it's stressful to have to rush. I always feel a little more calm having plenty of time to do things.
See you sleep time. Alright, Rob, see you around next time. See you around next time. Next stream tomorrow, FNF, you know the drill.
And it's good to be ahead of schedule. It gives you a feeling of confidence. Wait, what day is it today? It's Wednesday. Club day, which means I'm going to see all my friends. So I should probably put a little effort into my appearance today. That decides the question. Time to get up. Goodness, it's cold in here, but since I got up early, I can go put on some tea. After I brush my teeth, I can work on my hair a bit while the water boils.
So that's because I need my organism clock in repair. Yes, fix the clock. Do it. It needs all the fixing.
Hair's not too bad this morning. It actually looks quite nice today. Which is a lot better than usual for the morning. Usually it's a tangled mess, one of the downsides to growing it out this long. But it being manageable for once is a great way to start the day. He's ready, but...
There's the sound effect, okay.
But it still needs to steep and cool down. I can get my shower done while I wait. I'm so glad today's literature club. It's been so nice to be around people who are kind of into interesting things. And after all we've been through, I actually feel closer to everyone. I always look forward to our activities too. Imagine a club where people write poems every week. mockery that would receive anywhere else. I was lucky to have friends who understand me even slightly. I love them all so much. I can't wait to get there. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited.
What is happening? Oh no, Yuri getting overexcited. Oh no, what does this entail?
Where?
Don't look for your knives.
Here we are.
She's actually... I just said don't... I said don't go for the knives. Please tell me she didn't go for the knives. Please tell me this is a fake out. Please tell me this is a fake out and she was looking for the handle to change the temperature on the shower and she accidentally changed it too much and now the water's boiling hot. Please tell me that's what's going on. Please tell me this is a fake out and it's actually about the shower temperature. Please tell me it's about the shower temperature. Yuri cursing!
Check. It's too deep again. Control yourself. Case medicine cabinet. But first, apply pressure. It's too long. Might have to sacrifice a towel. And there we go. Keep it elevated. Much better. Oh, that aches wonderfully. So peaceful. He's probably ready.
I get the feeling it wasn't a fake out. That probably wasn't a fake out. Damn it. And here I was hoping that after the festival incident things would be a bit better.
Really, it's nothing like a good cup of tea in the morning. This feeling, that's why I wrote my poem about tea.
Here you go. Code, what is it?
What a wonderful morning it's been.
How's the movie? The movie that is the visual novel that is DDLC. It's nice.
I'm probably the only person thinking that who has blood trickling out from the towel on her arm. Yeah, it's likely past time to see the gaze. Mustn't forget the vitamin E all this time. Not that it ever helps. After that I can get dressed and ready to go. So many people walk to school together. Sometimes I wish that I were walking to school with a group. I wonder if Sayori and MC would mind if I joined them for some of their walk on occasion. Part of our path is the same. No, that's like the special friendship time together. Selfish. I hope they're okay. MC looked really worried about Sayori last week. And I forgot that I probably horrified Sayori by talking about her poem from last week the way I did. That was terribly embarrassing. I have to control myself today. Me and my damnable reveries. Good band name. There we are. First period is civics, then chem.
As opposed to ionic bonds which occur, as the name suggests, among ions.
This is boring. It was already covered in the reading from 2 weeks ago. It's the fundamental nature of matter, the secrets of the universe, the most important idea in science, and we're making it boring. The fundamental nature of matter, is it really? It still applies if it's the same chemistry in the real world, and I guess we have a simulated identical chemistry in our world. Either way, this is still tedious. I wonder if I could fit another book inside the chem text and do some sneaky reading. Oh, right, I tried that last week and it didn't work. But the workbook is taller and skinnier. Maybe that would work. Yes.
Whatever exists in creation without my knowledge exists without my consent.
I always feel a chill at everything his character says. He's so cold and controlling. The author's very vague sometimes, but when it comes to the foreshadowing and hinting at the identity of the
How about Yuri?
Yes, of course, sorry, sorry, just so I can focus. And I get the question one more time, please.
What kind of chemical bonds tie the atoms of the water molecule together?
Oh, covalent bonds. The oxygen and hydrogen atoms have their normal electron complement, but share electrons to get full outer shells.
Correct. All of you should be studying as hard as Yuri does.
I really wish he wouldn't say things like that. People already dislike me enough. Plus, my studying habits just at the moment are not ideal. But speaking of that, at least I'm probably safe from being called on for the rest of the period. Back to reading.
And we're on the roof.
I've taken too much. I've taken to eating lunch on the roof since the week after the festival. It's a slightly more populated lunch spot than my old one, sitting against the wall by the administration office. That was the most deserted spot I could find. No one wants to hang out near where all the staff work. The roof has some people on it, but it's pretty sparse. It gets hot in summer and cold in winter, and in fact it's pretty cold right now, but at least a few people are always here anyway. It's a good place to have private conversations. Thus, it provides the mild social atmosphere combined with lack of actual direct interaction that I now favor. I only really like to directly interact with the literature club people, at least for the most part. Could that be changing given recent trends? Maybe a new social phase of my life will begin soon. Well, probably not. I'm a little too eccentric for most people, whether or not I myself feel more sociable. Plus, I'm not sure I'm ready for that much social immersion. For now, I'm just going to stick with what I really enjoy, interacting with my closest friends. None of them usually come up here, though, except sometimes for Sayori.
Yep.
She's holding one of those chocolate wafer bars in each hand, and there's a bite out of each one.
Hey, Yuri-pon!
Wait, Yuri-pon?
What you eating?
Oh, just some cold rice with sesame seeds and salted salmon.
Kind of late breakfast, huh?
Yeah, I usually don't eat much breakfast. If any, I feel a little sick if I eat anything substantial in the morning.
I won't throw anything at you because... Okay then, so much for not throwing anything at me. Yeah, you won't hurt me at all, at least it wasn't any hard throw. You're on that Doki Doki shit. Hello, Debbie. Yes, I am on that Doki Doki shit. This is Club Meetings, Season 1. We're currently on Episode 2 already. The first episode took like half the stream, so we should be able to finish 2 episodes per stream most likely. Then again, if I wouldn't get distracted, I would likely be able to finish 3, but getting into 2 is probably good. There's 12 episodes in Season 1, and there's already a complete Season 2 collection, so we have a lot of stuff to do for this mod. A lot of stuff to do, but welcome!
Yeah,
I read this already.
I do not tell Sayori that this is especially true if I cut that morning, although you'd think that I feel sick if I didn't eat after that. I wonder why it works the other way instead. So instead, I have a hearty breakfasty lunch.
Cool.
I see you have your own healthy lunch going.
Yes, well, sometimes I really need sugar.
Sometimes club meetings gather around the round table. Yeah. But yeah, club meetings are fun. Plus, we don't really have a solid perspective. Like in Act 1, we were just kind of overlooking the entire club as like a distant entity, except for when we interacted with Monica, who talked to us directly. And right now, it looks like we're back in Yuri's perspective, kind of. So apparently there's no set perspective for the club meetings, which is very interesting.
Sometimes.
Okay, most of the time.
Well, I would imagine so, given your energy level. You're like a hummingbird.
You have a banana, don't throw it though.
But I don't drink pollen though, it's gross.
That's nectar you're thinking of. And also, what I meant is that hummingbirds need to consume huge amounts of sugar to maintain their high energy level.
Oh, then yes, I'm a hummingbird. I accept the mantle of the noble hummingbird with pride.
Sayori and I continue to talk about silly, fun subjects for a while, but she looks like she has something on her mind.
Hey, by the way, you haven't seen MC around today, have you?
No, you don't know where he is? Normally, if I wanted to know who he was, I would be asking you.
Well, he wasn't out to walk with me today, and I think his phone's off.
I wonder if he's sick, or maybe he's really bogged down in studies and zoned out. Although it wouldn't be like him to forget to walk with Sayori. And if he were sick, why would his phone be off? Also, wait, overanalyzing, stop. Observe and be present in the moment. Sayori's much more worried than she's trying to appear. You should try to reassure her. But how? Perhaps empathizing with her problem and trying to get her to open up about her distress. Wait, Sayori, you probably feel horrible about this. That kind of behavior is very unlike him.
I'm guessing the static is supposed to signify that this is Yuri's imagination of how this conversation might play out? Maybe? I'm not sure.
And that means you must be very sick right now. You don't need to hide your feelings. And I'm your friend, so just know that I empathize with you and validate your negative feelings about him being missing. The situation is indeed extremely scary.
Oh no! MC, where are you?
Yeah, that ain't happening. Let's try again.
No, bad approach. A gentle hand is needed. She needs cheerful reassurance, not mutual panic over her problem. Oh, it's probably nothing, Sayori. Don't worry about it so much.
But
I'm sure he's fine. Just relax. Everything will be alright. Also bad. Too numbing and blandly saccharine. Need to think of something quickly. This conversational pause is getting weird. Happy medium, perhaps. Acknowledge the problem and validate her feelings without being catastrophic. Offer an appropriate amount of comfort and confidence. Oh, right. And I have a potential solution.
Oh, we have a solution?
I'm sure he's fine. It's a bit concerning that we haven't heard from him, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. We would know if something really bad happened to him, so he'll turn up, I'm sure of it. I'll keep an eye out for him for you. We all have calculus, right? But today's your gym day, so you won't be there, I guess. I'll text you if he's there or not, okay?
thank you, Yuri, I'd appreciate that.
The bell rings. Get a hold of yourself. She got a hold of herself. Don't worry. It took a moment.
Oop, gotta go. My next class is far.
Wait, before you go, can you explain where you got Yuripon from?
Oh, you didn't hear when Monica was using that as a cute nickname for you a while back? It was so adorable that I decided to steal it.
I see.
Okay, gotta run.
See you during club. What an odd nickname. I'll have to ask Monica about that sometime.
Far, very far.
Calculus at last period. I really like Miss Hirayama. She's to the point and doesn't go off on tangents or extraneous details. A lot of the other students don't like her because she's dry and stoic, but that's just what I need for a difficult subject like this. It's 2:29 p.m., 1 minute before this class starts. C's not here. Should I text Sayori that? No, best not to text her anything until 2:30. Actually arrives, or I might work her prematurely. And 2:30 it is in 23 seconds. 3, 2, 1, send. Hey Sayori, MC isn't here yet, keeping an eye out. The phone shows the typing notification flashing on and off for about a minute.
Okay, thanks, LMK.
Wow.
She's worried.
Yeah, she's worried.
Now I'm starting to get a little worried. What could have happened to MC? Excellent, problem solved. Although he's late by 2 minutes. But make sure you tell Sayori before you do anything else, or she'll worry needlessly. He just showed up.
MC walks over to his normal desk and sits down. The teacher takes no notice of his lateness and continues her lecture. LMK probably means let me know. I imagine that makes the most sense in that context. I don't use that many abbreviations though, so I might be wrong.
He looks irritable and exhausted. Sayori probably wouldn't benefit by hearing that. Wonder why Sayori hasn't responded yet. Still typing and then deleting and then typing again.
Let me know indeed. Hey, I got it right. Thank goodness. Let meme know? Yeah, sure. Gotta add in the meme. Again, memes, another reason why Natsuki's best girl. Because in this mod, she actively says she's aware of the memes, and she loves them. Now I know it's a mod, so it's not canon, but still, one can... You know, it fits with her character, come on.
Better pay attention to the lecture.
The May.
Lab time at last. Anyone else here yet? Just Monica so far, it would appear.
Did you have to word it like that? It's just Monica, guys. Just Monica.
Quick trip to the girls' room before I go in then.
Yuri walks down the hallway to the girls' room and goes in.
Are you out there? Code? I'm pretty sure you're there. Come on in.
Ah, okay, we separated again. So, again, in the first club meeting, we were just us as an observer looking in. But here, we were, in the second meeting, we were kind of following Yuri throughout the day until she headed to the girls' restroom, and now we're just disconnected again. Not connected to any character at all. Just once again being an outside observer. And Monica is aware of our presence. So let's go and connect to her instead, I guess.
Hey there, good looking. Thanks for coming back to visit us again. The games had you following Yuri around today, eh?
That's right. So you can still tell. Did you see all of that?
No, well, not exactly. I could have seen all the details if I wanted to, since the game was focusing on her. But we all agreed that the president can't watch anyone without consent. In fact, we wrote it into the rules of the literature club. So I just sort of avoid paying attention to where the game is when it's not on a different club member. When it's on a different club member. But you can't shut it out entirely. It's like a little like hearing faint music from across the street, no matter how much you plug your ears. So I know that the game's been with Yuri this morning, even if I don't know many details.
What kind of details do you know from today? Doesn't Yuri know you can hear what's going on?
Well, yes and no. She's not the president, so she doesn't know if the game is looking or not. She has no sensory experience of the game at all, she just knows it's there now. She knows that at any given moment it might be pointed at her, so to speak, we all do, but she has no way to know if it actually is. Pretty much all of us agreed that it's best to just live our normal lives and not worry about the massive privacy intrusion that may or may not be happening at any time.
Ooh. Yeah, just live out your normal lives. Don't worry about me being able to view your life at any point.
So, yeah.
Can't you just tell them when the game focuses on them? Doing a lot of saving this time.
I suppose I could. We never really discussed that question. I'm not sure I should, though. For one thing, if you knew a camera might randomly be on you at any time, broadcasting to a bunch of people who you'd probably never meet, would you want to know after the fact every time it had happened, or would you rather just remain blissfully unaware of specifically when it had happened? I'm the second one. The second one seems less intrusive on your everyday life to me. In any event, that might be a lot of work for me. Especially if a scene shifted in some complex way or showed flashbacks or whatever. I'd have to be like, okay, and then it focused on Sayori, but then it went back over to Natsuki's house and so on, over and over again all the time. If I was going to be fair to everyone equally, and that would be tedious. I'll tell them if it's something important or if they ask. I don't know, maybe I'll try later and see how it goes, if I feel up to it. Ah, Yuri's here.
Yuri is here indeed.
Hello, Monica.
Hi Yuri, good day?
Pretty good so far. It seems like MC is having a bit of a rough day, though.
How so?
I'm not sure. Sayori told me he never showed up to walk with her to school, and then she couldn't find him all morning. I saw him in calculus, but he looked exhausted and upset.
I suppose we'll have to make the club extra welcoming and accepting for him today.
Indeed.
Hi guys! Guess what?
What?
I require snack.
She requires snack. Everyone, can you provide snack? She requires. Give her snack. Give snack she require. Snack indeed, we need. Sayori goes over to a wicker basket on the teacher's desk, filled with small candies, and starts rummaging through it.
Best idea I ever had.
Doesn't it get expensive restocking that thing all the time?
Only a little. Maybe I ought to take up a collection from the club. We can call it the snack tax.
Oh, okay, all in favor of the snack tax? You know what? I have never set up a sub goal or a donation goal or anything. Should I eventually just set up a donation goal and call it the snack tax? Set up donation goal, call it the snack tax, profit. Maybe I shall. Might not be the worst idea.
I would happily contribute.
That's pretty generous of you, given that Sayori and Natsuki eat 90% of the snacks.
What are friends for?
Sup, nerds? I have to finish this bullshit construction paper art project for history, so I'll be over here until we start.
Mega profit. Though I wouldn't even know where to set up, like, things for, like, goals and stuff. Like, I probably could set it up if I got a proper, like, overlay and stuff. But I like having the game, like, take up the entire screen with me just being down here in the corner. And if I want to set up a goal, I would likely have to put it, like, on a specific overlay. In which case, I would have to make the game window smaller on the recording. Which, again, I'm not sure I want to do that necessarily. And again, maybe if I put like a donation code in a corner, like maybe top right or top left. Maybe top right, so it's right above my head. Then maybe I wouldn't have to... I don't know. I like streaming without a specific overlay. I like it. I like the fact that the game takes up the entire stream window. And I really do feel like a donation bar like that would be in the way. Little shot glass? Oh, you mean like the thing that a lot of people do for bits and stuff? Bottom left, bottom right? You know what? That could work. I'd have to look into how to best set it up, but that should be doable. Probably. Maybe. Alright, if the snack tax appears, you know why. Oh, hang on. Did I read that?
Seriously, construction paper and glue stick art in senior history? It's like we're in kindergarten sometimes.
I'll go speak with Natsuki for a moment. Don't want to unintentionally antagonizing MC when he gets here. He is probably not in the mood for it.
I hear he wasn't kidding about being worried about MC, and he's still not here.
Yuri's
worried about MC?
She mentioned that
he was sort of missing this morning, and that in calculus he looked really tired and angry or something like that. Yeah, he didn't walk me to school this morning. I didn't know he looked tired and angry though. I really hope he doesn't skip the club today.
Don't worry, Sayori, if he doesn't show up, then our club activity today will be rounding him up and beating the crap out of him for daring to skip.
Don't do that!
Relax, I'm just joshing ya. He'll probably just show up a couple minutes late being all grumpy. And in any case, once he sees you...
Yuri swiftly bumps Natsuki's arm with her elbow and whispers.
You promised.
What?
I was just saying, once he sees yummy snacks in the basket, he'll be sure to change his tune, so don't eat all of them.
Oh no, you're right! I shouldn't have emptied the basket!
Wait, already? Damn, she's quick.
You emptied it? Sayori, I just filled it 2 days ago. I was hungry!
You know what? It's fine.
I thought this might happen, so I have a stash of extras to refill it with. Be right back.
Sorry, if I wasn't supposed to tell Monica about MC, Sayori.
Oh, it's no big deal, Yuri. I'm just glad that everyone knows to be extra nice to MC when he gets here. Hey, Natsuki.
Sup?
Monica's restored the snack.
Monica is restored. The snack. Yes.
Yes? Yes, I see. Yeet!
Hey, Yuri. Well, we have a moment.
Well, Natsuki just yeeted herself towards the snacks. Understandable. I would have done the same. Probably, depending on the types of snacks.
I wanted to say that I really appreciate you helping me find MC earlier. I was actually really worried about him.
I could tell. It'd be rather surprising if you weren't. I'm sure it's alarming to have such a long-time friend break a custom like the one you two have.
Monica drifts close to the conversation and starts eavesdropping.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably fine. It's not like our walking home is that big of a ritual.
I think it's pretty remarkable. I'm sure it's really fun to always have someone to walk and talk with every day.
You should walk with us sometime, Yuri. You live kind of on the way, don't you?
No, but thank you. I really wouldn't want to interfere with you and MC.
You sure? You wouldn't interfere with anything. We'd be glad to have you along. But I don't want to pressure you to come with us if you're not comfortable with it.
No, thanks. That's okay.
That's totally fine. But let me know if you change your mind, okay?
In walks MC, just as Natsuki has shoved a handful of candy in her mouth. Natsuki's mouth is so full of candy that her cheeks are bulging out like a squirrel's. Damn, they really should have made sprites for that. I would have loved to see it. She chews furiously, trying to get it down.
Welcome, shit.
Hi?
Give me a second.
She chews even more furiously and starts walking towards MC. Then she swallows too much candy at once and inhales some of her own saliva. She starts coughing violently, bends too far forward in doing so, overcorrects, and falls on the ground. Natsuki, are you okay?
Shut up! Shut up! I'm fine. Now I would like to make one thing very clear. None of you fucking saw this. Understood?
Yeah, just laughing. Yeah, nobody saw this.
Okay. Okay, I'm okay. This is serious. We're being serious. We're being...
Yuri smiles faintly at Natsuki.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I can't do good laughing. I cannot. That's just an E. That is a laugh and a half.
Senor, you need to breathe.
Oh, it hurts. Okay, okay.
Okay, yes, good. That was to be expected, but now that it's all out of your system, let me ask this one more time. None of you fucking saw that, are we clear?
Yup.
Yes, Natsuki.
Crystal? Yes.
Fantastic. Monica, now that we're all here, take it away.
Okay, everyone, today I thought we'd try something a little different. Oh, and before I forget, hi, MC.
We're pleased you made it today. It looked like you were having a rough day in calculus earlier.
He nods in acknowledgement. Well, he was smiling earlier thanks to Natsuki, again, best girl, doing her job.
Well, on to our activity for today. I know we each like doing our own things in this club. For instance, Yuri reads books, Natsuki reads manga, I write.
Sayori and MC watch cheesy romance anime?
We do more than that. Sometimes. Thought it would be fun if we gave everyone a chance to decide what we did together as a club for once. So I've put everyone's names in a box except mine. Each week for the next 4 weeks we'll draw a name. And that person gets to decide what we'll do that day for our primary activity. Why didn't you put in your own name? Well, I usually decide a lot what we do anyway, plus the whole concept is something I wanted us to try together, so that's my contribution. Anyway, without further ado, Today our activity will be determined by Yuri.
Can I just say that we have everyone do what they want?
Well, the idea of this was to get everyone doing something together. Maybe in the future, if we need a break, someone can pick something like that.
Listen, you should have given her some time to come up with something beforehand. This is very sudden.
But now I'd like it to be something we all do as a group.
But I don't...
Damn, my voice sucks today. I'm sorry.
But I don't want to pick something that one of us won't enjoy. It'll be really hard to think of something that everyone will like.
Yuri, someone will be unhappy no matter what you do in life. At times like these, bear down and be decisive. If someone doesn't like it, so what? They're gonna turn eventually anyway. This is your turn, so they can deal.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'd like us to watch the 1996 film adaptation of Hamlet.
Movie time! I go set up the TV! I think my CA English teacher actually has that on DVD. I'll go get it from his classroom.
Wanna say something, Natsuki? Yuri, will you excuse us for just a moment?
Sure.
Natsuki, don't go being the person who's unhappy about her choice. Especially after you persuaded her to put herself out there like that.
MC, I just looked it up, and that movie is 4 hours long. It's going to be night out by the time the club is over at this rate. And the movie is Shakespeare, which is the most boring thing in the world.
I know, but we're going through it. We're going to tough through it. And we're going to look like we're enjoying it. Maybe we actually will.
Yes, we need to make certain sacrifices for Yuri, I suppose, including you. But aren't you afraid that Yuri will be jealous? This is the part where you get flustered, blush, say it's not like that, and then I gain the upper hand on the conversation?
Honestly, Natsuki, I'm really not in the mood to argue with you today. I don't have the energy for it. Let's just get through this and go home.
Hey, I'm sorry, MC. I didn't mean to upset you. You know, I'm just teasing, right?
Yes, I know. I just don't want to deal with it right now.
Dang, wonder what's with him.
Oh shit, forgot to mention. What is it?
I hope he's not too mad.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's just that MC really is pretty touchy today. I'm trying not to let it catch on me. Last thing I need is some infectious grumbly mood.
Finish the new 12 episodes of JoJo that Right! They dropped today! I still need to watch them. Thanks for reminding me. Debbie, thank you so much for reminding me. I absolutely need to binge them. Oh, he's not too mad. Maybe he's 3 mad, or maybe even 4 mad. That would really suck. But yeah, I definitely need to watch that. I completely, because again, I got back today from I'm taking a lot of 3-day trips recently. But 3 days is the amount of time I can deal with. Anyway, so I caught up on, because I was 1 episode behind on Devil is a Part-Timer and 1 episode behind on Overlord, so I watched those 2. And I think the next episode of Call of the Night should drop either today or tomorrow, so I need to watch that. And then I have JoJo's to catch up on. So I actually have quite a bit to watch now. That's nice. Finally, the list is a little bit longer. About to go live? Alright, Gabe. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll work this time. Hopefully. Everything okay? What the fuck, internet? What the fuck? How long? How long? What was the last line you guys got before it disconnected? We definitely had the grumbly mood. Did we have the You Smell Wonderful today? Was that still on the stream? I hope so. 12 episodes are definitely better than the first 12, but not particularly enjoying as much as the previous part. But JoJo's still amazing. Everything goes well, that happens. But we're good, okay? Everything's back. At least it reconnected immediately. That's good. I hope everything goes well, but yeah, that would be timing. Hey, I hope everything goes well. Disconnect. Honestly, okay. I didn't have internet problems for a long time. And then recently, they started happening again. Like, I had one stream where it disconnected, which was the Portal stream. I had an entire day where it disconnected for hours, and I just couldn't do anything. At least I didn't stream that day. And now it disconnected again. What the fuck is wrong with my internet? It was fine for such a long time, and now it's causing these kinds of problems again. I already had it in my hand. I was about to drink. Glad it took me a moment, but thanks for the hydrate. There we go. I needed that. Whew. So yeah, again confirming what was the last thing we had. I'll just keep going again from here.
Natsuki, you smell wonderful today.
It's just my normal super cheap apple fragrance.
Well, maybe it's just the winter air combining with it, but you smell like an entire ripe, rich orchard full of fresh apples today.
Yes. Do we drink from bottles or glasses? Well, I have a glass of water next to me. I could fill up a bottle probably too, that would make sense. But honestly, yeah, actually if I filled up an entire bottle, it would probably last for longer, but normally a glass of water is more than enough for me. So I quickly fill that up at the sink, and then I sit down for the stream. And usually by the end of the stream, it is either still completely full or about emptied halfway. So yeah.
It's quite nice.
Thanks. But no need to overdo it, silly.
Okay, I got the DVD.
By the way, I hope this is still counted as the same stream. When it disconnects, it has a habit of chopping the stream into 2 parts. It apparently didn't do that last time with the Portal stream. So I hope it also doesn't do it this time. Because we're only disconnected for like a few seconds, right? We should have only been disconnected for a few seconds, so hopefully it didn't split it. It doesn't look like it was split into 2 parts. And I hope it wasn't. So yeah, anyway, movie. It's time for the movie.
Are we about ready to go?
If Sayori ever finishes setting up the TV, Monica, can we read poems before we watch the movie? I kinda wanna get that out of the way.
Sharing poems not fun anymore for you, Natsuki. We don't have to do it if it's something you dread, you know.
Nah, it's nothing like that. I like poem time just fine.
Stop it.
There's just a little bit of tension and anxiety around the anticipation of having your work examined, you know? And I don't want that hanging over my head while I try to enjoy that movie. The 4-hour-long Shakespeare movie.
Well, that makes plenty of sense. It's good to be able to relax and not worry about things when you watch a movie. Let me just help Sayori finish setting up, and then I'll bring everyone over here for poems.
Yes. Let's go do that.
Okay, everyone. Time to share poems. The theme this week was things that make us happy.
Okay, only fair that I go first this time. I tried not to make it too long.
Kicking a wall. Well, if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. Why do I keep kicking this wall? Because one day I'll kick it. And it will crumble to the ground, and it'll feel so good. Keep kicking, keep kicking. You think I'm too small to kick down a wall? If I keep kicking, it'll break before long. I'll be exactly the right size to kick a wall then. What if the wall never crumbles? Then my legs will become strong, and my feet will be tough, and I'll kick something down. Yeah, this seems like a Natsuki poem, definitely, absolutely.
What's the value kicking in this, Natsuki?
I guess it's just a representation of all the things I like to do that people think are too hard for me. But actually, it's not a really that complicated of a metaphor. In fact, I was actually literally thinking of kicking when I wrote this.
Soccer?
Soccer. I almost went for the ball rhyme, but I decided it would be too obvious.
Do people really give you shit about playing soccer, Natsuki?
Yeah, sometimes. Last Thursday was rough because the coach actually started discouraging me. He told me that I was enthusiastic but just didn't have the tools for being a successful player in college. I said I wasn't necessarily trying to play soccer competitively in college, just playing to do the best I can and have fun, which you took okay, I guess. It's just, there are reasons to do things besides just winning or achieving short-term success, you know. Even if you completely fail at something over and over and never succeed, you almost always get something good out of it for yourself. Like new skills or at least mental toughness in dealing with setbacks. That's why I play soccer. It's not even like I suck or anything. I'm just not in that top tier of players.
Well, Natsuki, I know I've said it before, but it's actually hard to say anything about this poem that doesn't say itself. It just puts its message out, and there it is. And then we sort of just explain the whole meaning. We know it's even about one particular thing, but it's a good metaphor for benefiting from struggle.
I agree, it's a wholesome message. Anyone else before we move on? I like the feeling of kicking down a wall. Ha! It makes you feel powerful. Okay, I'll go next. Mine's about kittens.
Cat friend. I met a kitten today, a soft, fluffy kitten who's a little shy. I took it in and gave it lots of pets. And as our friendship grows, the days go by. I love to watch my new friend jump and play. It makes friends with all the other cats. And when it's sick, I take it to the vet. But one day it will leave. There's no avoiding that. So I feed it well and see it's growing strong. It let it prowl around outside at night. Cats are independent creatures, you know. They go off on their own when the time is right. And then one day my cat had moved along. I knew it would have to leave me behind one day. But now wherever my little friend may go, part of it will still be mine in a way. That's cute. But also about, you know, losing something, kind of. But I like the cat theme. I like cats.
It's not really about kittens.
Yeah. Again, losing something or someone.
I was hoping it would really be about kittens. Not sure why I would be so optimistic.
Well, it could still be about kittens. Cats are independent spirits, but they are still good friends, and they're a good way to learn about the tragedies of things. You have to appreciate them while they're there.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder when I stop and pet some stray cat. When this kitty leaves and goes to do whatever kitty business it has, will it remember that I petted it or gave it a treat? If that cat has a little bit of happiness because of me, and it remembers it, that's sort of like me having a spot in the kitty's heart. I'm always kind of surprised how well you deal with the impermanence of things, Sayori. I'm kind of horrified by it. Like, when I meet a stray cat, I'll pet it and show it love, but I'm immediately thinking about how long it will live on its own. And how sad it is that such a sweet little creature only comes into the world to die. Sayori thinks about giving a cat a piece of herself to take with it, is how I understand her poem, but I'm afraid to feel kindly towards her kitten. If I do, it will hurt. This is why I don't like having pets. You always have that terrible moment of separation staring you in the face sooner or later. Anyway, I don't want to bum everyone out too bad, so I'll just go now.
Purgatory is a way to heaven. I rest my pen and go to sleep. And when I wake, a gap to leap, I jump, and there I am. There. I cry, I wail, I bawl. The happiness is so strong it hurts. Finally, oh finally, please let it be real. I love it here, I love you, I love everything. I hold tightly to my beloved, their neck soaked with my tears. The world is now bright and full, beautiful and unpredictable, and I am part of it, and I will go where I will. Queen of myself crowned at last. But now I truly wake, and I know no one buys a lottery ticket really thinking they'll win. But they like to buy the thought of what it would be like if they did. That was unusually straightforward for you. It's definitely got the form of a poem, but it's also laser focused and it feels like a short story. Or fanfiction. Good fanfiction, don't get me wrong though.
No offense taken, that's definitely what's going on here. This week, This week the poems were supposed to be about what makes us happy, and this makes me the happiest. It just hasn't happened yet, so I had to be a little fanfic-ish. I know you'll get your wish one day, Monica, but you better bring us with you or at least come and visit. I will. Pinky swear? Pinky swear.
You better! I really like your poem, Monica. It's really refreshing to be able to understand one of yours. And while it's kind of raw and wounded, it's honestly nice to hear you just directly say how you feel.
I like that many of Monica's poems make you feel things through a veil of abstract, seemingly irrelevant words and concept with meanings strictly internal to her. This one doesn't do that, but it still has much to recommend it. My favorite bits were the rush of the spaceless words, the abrupt cut in the lottery ticket metaphor at the end. The words running together provided a breathless feeling that really got across a complete elation. And the seeming non sequitur provided a really jarring effect that was very appropriate to coming out of a good dream before you get to the really good part.
MC, why don't you go next?
Sure. The museum. Pulling a precious artifact from the ground, I'll take it to my museum, dust it off, lay it lovingly on a velvet pillow, in a bulletproof glass box with 7 locks, in a humidity-controlled room, behind a grid of lasers, in a locked vault in a bunker, then it won't get scratched. MC is a collector. Do you have some figurines at home, MC?
Well, that was quite different. I said last week that your poems were becoming more like Sayori's, but this is something else. This poem has is the most unique to you that you've written so far. It's not really that much like any of our styles. You're developing your own way of doing things.
Well, I really like it. It's pointed and gets out quick. It's very punchy, basically. Although I can't figure out exactly what it's about.
It might be about him wanting to protect the things he cherishes, like his relationship to Sayori. Maybe.
It's about the opposite idea from my poem, I think.
Yeah, Sayori was about, hey, letting things go, and MC is like, yeah, nope, not letting anything go, keeping it.
I want the precious thing to be free and happy when it leaves. MC wants to protect it and make sure it stays where it is so that nothing ever harms it.
But in doing so, he thinks he's being irrational, as I read it. He does all these incredibly elaborate preparations just so the artifact won't be scratched. So I think, in part, it's about fear. Nothing else would make you take such outlandish precautions.
Anything else to add, MC?
Nope. He really doesn't talk much today, huh?
Alright, that leaves you then, Yuri.
Huh? She looks really happy to share today.
World in a cup. Ah, the end of a weary day. The world seems impersonal, filled with small acts of malice, petty cruelties, indifference. Then I fill the kettle with clean water. The blessing of well-made tea. You must wait for it. You must anticipate it. Hear the water boiling, a delightful static. Place your cup down, put the tea inside. A moment is there given to you, to revel in its scent and texture, to warm your cold hands over the hot kettle. And then the water falls into the cup, this water married to this earth for eons. After an endless journey, it's here to meet you, and to be you for a little while. The tea leaves too, filled with love, from people far away you will never meet, yet who care for you through these leaves. Their tenderness for the leaves is their tenderness for you. The leaves are filled with other loves, from the soil and the sun and the water too, which it now meets again. A joyous reunion. This tea contains rice too, another small miracle of love and nature, here to sustain you. History itself too sustains you in this rice. Rice was put there by poor peasants long ago, out of the necessity of 100 improvised generations. Come your small pleasantries. On the first sip you are taken away, everything fades away, but the heat. the feel of the cup, the taste of the tea, your well-contented sigh. And the world is no longer indifferent. The world is water, the world is rice, the world is tea. And therefore, it is the sun, the soil, the love, the history. They've all built this gift for you and you alone over thousands of years, and nothing exists anymore but your contentment. Well, I have a feeling Yuri loves tea, who could have guessed. Also, parts of this feel a little bit more like Monika's writing style, like with the spacing and everything. Like, I think she definitely took a little bit more after Monika with this poem. Definitely took a little bit more about after Monika, like in this segment specifically. Huh.
Wow! That poem was awesome, Yuri! That was a whole journey! There was so much to it! It's like that clip where they zoom in all the way on a proton and the whole universe and back, but for a cup of tea. It was super cool and I want to read it again.
Sayori takes Yuri's poem and starts rereading it. I agree, I feel like we should send this poem to be published somewhere.
We can definitely do that. There are lots of places that consider poems for publication, and this is really great. I'm really proud of you, Yuri. If you want, I'm happy to try and get this published for you. It deserves it.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you like it, but I really do mostly write just for myself and for you. I'm not sure I want anyone else to read it. Especially a bunch of critics that would probably pick apart the structure of the poem, or some publication committee that would just judge it against a bunch of other nice poems. I'm just happy that you are able to enjoy it and understand a little of my mind as it pertains to tea.
Yuri, I know everyone else has said it, but I can officially confirm. You totally killed it. You're on a pretty good roll recently with your poems, girl. It's not easy to make everyone happy or fit everyone's tastes around here, but you somehow keep doing it. We stan.
You're all too kind, thank you.
Yuri looks lost in her own thoughts for a moment. What just happened? Yuri shakes her head back and forth quickly.
Can we watch the movie now? All that kindness is going to my head, and I need to relax a little.
Oh, she was thinking about cutting herself. That's what that meant. Just don't, Yuri, if you could avoid it.
Of course, it's your day.
Movie time! How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fine on, tis an unheeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. Crawling in my skin!
Natsuki, stop!
These wounds, they will not heal! Shh. Okay, but he's totally an emo goth boy, though. Wow.
Nice commentary, Natsuki. You should open a reaction channel. That's sort of the point. Thrift. Horatio, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables.
Wait, what? He's saying that obviously he got married so soon after the funeral so that they could use the leftovers from it. Okay, that's hilarious.
Since brevity is the soul of wit.
Or Shakespeare should have said brevity.
That was pretty good, not gonna lie.
Hey, can we take a break real quick? I need to stop hearing people say thou and stuff for a while. Sure, everyone, back here in 10 minutes, okay?
The group gets up, stretches their legs, and separates out for a bit. Who to check in with? We'll start with Monika and Yuri. We should probably save MC for last this time, because MC has a whole lot of problems going on. We should really save him for last. Let's go to Monika and Yuri. What are they doing?
It would be good for them and you, I think.
But it would be intrusive. Time's theirs.
Well, yes, but it doesn't sound like you would be walking all the way back. They'd still have plenty of time to go, just themselves. Just think about it, okay? I think it could make you very happy.
She just noticed I'm here, huh?
Is it?
Yes.
Sorry, sorry, girls, I didn't mean to intrude. Should I have gone to check up on someone else first? No? We good? We good.
Sorry, I got so wrapped up in what I was talking about that I didn't notice you there.
Hello?
Actually, that reminds me, I should tell you something, Yuri. Well, to be honest, I don't know if I should. I'm not sure if it would be good or bad to do so, but I think, all things considered, I should try it. I hope you'll forgive me if I shouldn't have said it, or if it upsets you. I hope it won't.
The likelihood of it being upsetting increases as you increase my anxiety over what it is.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so the game has been following you around all day? They know more or less everything you've been up to today?
For how long?
I'm pretty sure from the time you woke up to when you walked into the club.
And how much can you tell about what I've been doing and thinking?
Well, I know you probably cut this morning. And it seemed like you were thinking about doing so again after everyone liked your poem.
But I didn't. I'm trying not to. And I don't have to justify that to you.
You're right, you don't. And I only knew about it because...
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't able to figure out any other details except maybe for one.
Let's see. I got up, I brushed my hair, I showered.
Don't worry, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. It was just your internal thoughts, Yuri. Don't worry about it. There was no artwork for it. You don't have to be embarrassed.
Don't worry, it was your point of view and I think it had a visual blackout.
Oh, well, let's see. What else could have happened? After the show, I had some tea, and then I walked to school. That's why you wanted to talk about working with Sayori and MC. You could read what I was thinking.
No, nothing like that. I just felt like you were lonely. And that felt odd because you're usually very comfortable and secure in your own company. Then I heard you and Sayori talking and you were weirdly flustered by the topic of working together. And I sort of put two and two together. So I decided that I should take a risk and talk to you about it. I don't want anyone here to feel lonely if they don't have to.
Well, thanks, Monica. Even though it's stressing to realize what the audience knows and saw. It's good to know that you wanted to help me. I'll think about it, okay?
Thanks, Yuri. I'll try not to talk about this kind of thing unless it's important.
Thank you. It helps to keep me from constantly worrying about it. And as for you out there, it's really hard to live knowing you might be being spied on at any time. I get that you don't get to control where you are. Just don't judge, okay? Everyone has their secrets. I bet you do too.
Oh boy, do I.
So try to have some sympathy for me, and don't be mean.
Some sympathy for all of us. Now shoot, you. There's some stuff I wanted to talk to Yuri about in private. I love that you came to visit us first, though.
Oh, she knows.
Here's a thoughtful code.
After that, let's get back to the movie. 10 minutes are almost up.
Damn it! No! I wanted to react. I wanted to read the other stuff too. You know what? We'll get back to this. Don't worry.
You are welcome, but my uncle, father, and my aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. Oh, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they're just there to be expendable.
Yeah, they're just throwaway side characters and everyone else kind of knows it.
Thankfully, they get Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Never heard of it.
Me neither.
Me neither?
I'm sure Monica has at least.
No, what is it?
You've never read Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
I have not.
Tomorrow I'm bringing it to school and you're reading it.
Okay.
The place, the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
You know, I'd never seen this play before. I'd heard about it, obviously, but I thought it was just pretentious Shakespeare BS. I'm actually impressed. This play is about the main character being extremely fucking indecisive.
Is that the impressive part?
yeah, I guess kind of unexpected. I guess I kind of just expected some gory love drama or something. But there's definitely depth here. The story's a lot weirder and has more personality than I expected.
I like the way it captures broad range of emotion while it tells its story. There are a lot of little details about the relationship that make it believable. Like Laertes and Ophelia having their little bro-sis chat. Or the fact that you can totally tell that Horatio is Hamlet's favorite friend over all the posers. I guess that's one way to put it. That kind of thoughtful, unbelievable detail is really important to a story. It makes the characters feel like real people, and it helps us care about them.
That is very true. To a nunnery go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. I understand why he's being so mean to Ophelia here. There are a few theories on that. Some people say it's all for show because he knows he's being spied on, so it's just him playing up being crazy. But some people think he's mad at Ophelia because he now sees her as being on Claudius's team. So he's ranting at her for that reason. Is another way to think about it.
You know what I don't get? Why would she say overthrown like that? I mean, you're not even saving any time by skipping pronouncing the V.
When Shakespeare was writing, the apostrophe had only recently started to be used to cover letter versions like that. Today we mostly use apostrophes that way in contractions, but Shakespeare thought it was really novel, so he uses them everywhere for fun, even in situations that seem kind of silly. My favorite is earlier when he says, "I am too much, the son," like omitting that N does anything.
So Shakespeare is just addicted to this punctuation meme? Got it. He's this legendary poet and author, but he's hyped for omitting letters to try out his sick new punctuation. That's pretty funny.
Oh, we don't know about the rest of you, but I could use another break.
Amen to that. We still do like the ball. Yes, the girl ball. The group scatters around the room. Okay, so we can check up on the others. Good. Who to check up on next? Well, again, we're saving MC for last, so next up, let's go for Sayori and Best Girl.
And she said Akio was going to surprise Mia with flowers, but then Suya thought they were for her and took them before he could say anything.
Oh boy, there was probably a lot of drama.
Well, it depends on who you believe, because she said that's what Akio told her. But knowing him, maybe he was going to give the flowers to Tsuya all along, and her taking them is just what he told Mia to avoid trouble. And you also have to consider the source, because Tosh has a huge crush on Akio in the first place, so who knows what her motivations are.
Man, high school romance is complicated for some people. That's the one advantage to us being single, is we don't have to worry about all that stuff.
And it's a good thing too. I have enough drama on a daily basis without some significant other to worry about, although there are plenty of times when I think it would be nice to have one. Some low drama person where we could just have a simple relationship and not care about what other people think. The week before the festival may have been staged and fake, but goddamn, that crush feeling was real enough. I can see how you could get hooked on it. What about you, Sayori? What are your feelings on the topic?
8 letters, and we know the meme and what I'm making fun of. Yeah, we all know. We all know the ball war. Who doesn't know? It do be funny how sometimes so many letters can just go missing. Also, fuck sumer exploration. So intricate. Every chest is like 0.05% exploration, and yet having 80% explored sumer. Damn, the desert gotta be pretty big. And they have to be counting the desert already in that case. They have to.
I'm really worried about MC. Something is hurting him.
Also, now we're getting sad.
Really badly. And I'm scared it's my fault.
Who boy? Well, that was kind of out of nowhere for a question about relationships. Or maybe it wasn't. So how do you feel about MC?
Really scared for him?
That's not what I meant. What I mean, you care about him, right?
Yeah, he's my best friend.
I mean that you love him, Sayori.
I can't say that I feel that way about him. I can. I don't know.
But the week before the festival?
That was staged. You said it yourself. None of it counts.
I'm pretty sure our feeling...
It doesn't count. Natsuki, I'm a mess. The week before the festival proved that. I loved MC and I told him, and it turned out to be the worst thing I've ever done to him. He deserves better than me. That's why I brought him to the literature club. I thought he might find someone better. Like Yuri or Monica. Or you. But then I had to be selfish. And it ruined everything. That's why I have to stop being selfish.
If you think you're selfish, that means you had some feeling of your own that you were acting on. And that's not selfish. The one thing you did that hurt MC, or was really selfish, well... There's no easy way to say it, but the selfish thing you did was killing yourself. Now I know that there was more going on than just your own decision making there. And you didn't think it was selfish, I know. You thought you were getting out of the way of everyone else's happiness. But you know damn well that that's not at all how it turned out. You're very lucky in that way, you know. A lot of people who commit suicide never have to see the effects that decision has on others. They get to escape it. But you got to see exactly what it did to MC, even after he was freed. And what it did to all of us.
I know it was selfish, but I couldn't help it. Even after seeing everything that happened after I died and knowing how it hurt everyone, it's still hard to get away from these thoughts. I'm not in any danger of doing it or anything. At least not right now. Those thoughts are just there still, always.
Yikes. You know how hard it is to get to reputation level 2 for the bounties? I had to do the quests for 9 hours. Should have just touched real grass. Never touching real grass. How dare. How dare you even bring up that point as an option? It's impossible for a true gamer. The betrayal I feel right now at that statement.
And with all that floating around my head, I can't talk to MC about how I feel about him. What if that gets him more emotionally invested, and he'll get even more, and he'll get hurt even more when I go and screw things up. And if I don't leave, I'll screw up and hurt him sooner or later.
Sayori, your fears are liars. I'm not saying you have feelings for MC, but if you do, you should absolutely tell him. I don't know much about love, but I know that love itself is never the problem. It's all the complicated other feelings that mess with love that cause the problem. You should tell him. And if you're worried about hurting him, well, first of all, you shouldn't be. But even if you are worried about it, you should work on making yourself into a you that won't hurt him so badly. He'll never be hurt by you for the reasons you're afraid of. All those doubts and thinking you suck at stuff. He'd only be hurt by you embracing those doubts and those fears. That's the thing that's really scary for him, I think.
A long silence passes.
We all care about you too, you know? We'd be devastated if you were gone.
Too many feelings. I'll think about what you said. But let's stop talking about it for now. I'd rather just get back to being silly and lighthearted.
You've got it, champ. They're about to start the movie again, I think. Let's race to the soda machine first, and he'll have a legitimate excuse for being all red-faced.
Thank you, Natsuki.
Even Albedo's VA said Sumeru doesn't count as touching grass. Damn it! Sad. This week and next week, time to get Sumeru reputation up for a bounty. I haven't started work on the Sumeru reputation at all yet. Partially because I don't want to accidentally stumble into a quest while doing so. Which is why I'm still waiting a bit. Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean, my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Do you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought to lie between maids' legs.
What is my lord?
Nothing.
Is it just me, or is this scene super raunchy?
It's not just you.
There are at least 3 euphemisms in there.
What are they? What were they?
Well, there's the lying your lap innuendo, there's the country matters part, and then there's the nothing double entendre. I'm not sure I get that last one.
Shakespeare's time,
In Shakespeare's time, nothing was a stealthy euphemism for female private parts.
Oh. Well, I learned one new fact today.
He's blushing.
Sorry I asked.
know what my love proof hath made you know, and as my love is so, my fear is so. Where love is great, the littlest doubts are fear. Where little fears grow great, great love grows there.
What is it, Yuri?
I was just thinking earlier when they were doing the dump show. It was a play, inside a play, which we are watching from inside an entirely fictional world to begin with.
So, we're on 4 recursive meta levels. Nice.
At least.
Nerds.
Oh, my offence's rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. And this is my favorite part. Most people know the to be or not to be soliloquy, but I prefer this one.
What is it you like about it so much, Yuri?
When it's acted well, like here, it's exquisitely emotionally complex. The king is just a tormented soul, trying to save himself, but he can't focus on his own web of evil acts.
That's pretty interesting. So Yuri, I can see you sneaking over to the snack basket. Just bring me back a mini candy bar, okay? Can do!
This man shall send me packing. I'll lock the guts into the neighbor's room.
Hell yeah, now we're getting into it.
Propolonius!
He was pretty dumb.
Yeah, he sort of had it coming. Still though, Hamlet, buddy, you're really on the clock for this killing the king thing. You've waited and now there's collateral damage? Gotta get going, man. No use procrastinating.
Yuri leans over and whispers to Monica.
I can't wait to see how she reacts to the ending.
She'll probably love it. Okay, everyone, it's a good place for one more break, and we'll come back and finish. See you back here in a little while.
MC slumped over at a desk in the back of the classroom, apparently asleep. Time to check up on him. The final person to check up on. Alright, MC. I am you. You are, thou art... I am thou. Thou art I. What is up? MC is sitting in one of the desks in the back. His left arm is hanging limp at his side. His right arm is thrown over the desk, and he is slumped over it, his head resting on his arm. He's apparently asleep. Under his arm is a piece of paper. Under his arm, a piece of paper is faintly visible, along with a small bit of what looks like a very simple, unskilled drawing. Most of the drawing is hidden underneath his arm and head. On the opposite side of the room, Monica and Yuri briefly stop talking to look over in MC's direction with concern. Then they look back at each other and continue their conversation. MC appears to glance over his elbow. Is he peeking? Monica starts to turn towards him, and his head immediately goes back down. Perhaps he's only pretending to be asleep. But he definitely looks very tired. There are bags under his eyes, and when he briefly opens them, they are fairly red and weary. He couldn't have gotten more than 2 hours of sleep last night. Monica and Yuri occasionally glance over at him, but he doesn't look up again. A few minutes pass this way.
MC, we're going to start again.
Coming! As he stands up, he crumbles his drawing in his hand and throws it in the trash. What was the drawing?
There's Rosemary. That's one remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel for you, and columbines. That's rue for you, and here's some for me. We may call it Grace or Sundays. Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. I assume all those flowers mean something.
They do indeed.
Oh boy, here we go.
She gives you the first couple meanings for free, which also tells you to look for meaning in the others that come after. Like she says, Rosemary is the flower of memory, which maybe she's interested in because of the death of her father. pansies are for thoughts too, but it might be more accurate to say they're about mindfulness and keeping things in the forefront of your mind. So maybe that's another one she's choosing because her dad died. And now after that it gets tricky. Fennel is the flower of flattery, while columbines are the flower of deceit and love. They were all associated with male infidelity. Depending on how you choose to stage it, Ophelia could either be mocking Claudius with this, or thinking about Hamlet betraying her. This production pretty clearly goes with the second, I think. Rue, as the name implies, symbolizes bitterness and regret. That's where we get our modern word rue from. And this is Hamlet, so everyone is rueing at this point in the play.
Har har.
Rue was also considered portion her, so if you want to read it as meaning that Ophelia aborted a child, you can. Daisies are about innocence and gentleness. It's hard to say exactly what she means by this without seeing a particular staging. But the safest interpretation is that this flower is, in context, meant to be an ironic comment about herself. Finally, there's the violets, which are withered when her father died, she says. And that one's easy enough. It symbolizes loyalty and fidelity. So what she's saying is pretty clearly praise for her father.
I never knew flowers had all those complex meanings. That makes me love them even more.
Whose grave this, Sarah?
Mine, sir.
Ha! He's got you there.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it. And
Seriously, end? Slow your roll, Shakespeare. Calm your apostrophe memes.
You lie out on, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie, and yet it is mine.
thou dost lie in to be in and say it is thine, 'tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
Score 1 for Hamlet. 'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away again from me to you.
What man dost thou dig for?
No man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it? And
Well, there was woman, sir. But rest her soul, she's dead.
how absolute the knave is.
And score 1 for the gravedigger.
That's a pretty rapid-fire wordplay.
Shakespeare was pretty fond of word games. This is another reason you need to read Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
I will.
Take up the bodies, such sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss.
Ever go lurk and come back to Shakespearean BS? I imagine. Well, we'll come back to Shakespearean BS. I hope you enjoy it. Gonna have to sit through this a little bit longer. Go but the soldiers shoot. The credits roll.
Wow, that was actually pretty epic. He got there in the end, although pretty much everyone paid a terrible price because of his foot dragging.
That was actually a really good idea, Yuri. It was a very literary experience.
Thanks, I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
Is it email time?
No, it's screaming time, apparently. It's apparently screaming time, not email time, but I'm sure email time will be in a bit. Me when literally 0 points left. Well, damn, you got that one. Well done, then. Saving to end stream a while ago. And then you decided, nah, rather not.
Is it email time now? I'm actually starting to get kind of sleepy already.
That's because of all the sweets you ate earlier?
It is time for email, Signori. Do you know how to get it set up now?
Yeah, I think so. Give me a sec.
While she's doing that, don't forget that you can email us questions by sending them to my address, which is lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Thanks for all your questions over the last week. We got so many. Sorry if we didn't answer yours in the club. We only have time to answer a few.
Alright, it's time for the emails.
And
Kind of interested what everyone's process is when writing poems. I have to write... Yuri, your head is in the way!
oh, this is a great question.
have to write a lot of poetry, and I'm curious when to start, I guess. Who wants to email that with me? It's a real address? It is. Like, this mod got updated in regular intervals. Like, these episodes, like, this mod dropped episode by episode. And I'm currently playing the entire Season 1 collection. And in between episodes, you could send stuff to that email address, and that stuff would get answered in the next episode, if they had time for it. I think they're currently on Season 3, which, yeah, I still have to sit through Season 2. After we get through Season 1, that is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the real address. And I'm sure they're probably still answering questions on there. Probably.
For me, I always need to just get my pen moving in some way to start. I like to use really nice fountain pen with a sizable nib against a rough grain paper. I like the feel of it, and it helps me want to move the pen around on the page. That's often key to writing anything. It's just to make sure you're writing something and don't worry about if it's good or makes sense. Then later you can come back and edit it if you need to. So just keep scratching something with your pen, even if it's doodles or you're typing. Just make sure you keep in that typing rhythm. That's Monica's writing tip of the day.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. I feel like I've heard something like this before.
There's plenty of original advice in that one. But back to the question. Generally, I just sit there with my pen sitting on the page until inspiration strikes. Usually I just start writing something or other, just to get something down on paper, no matter what it is. A lot of time, because I'm trying to write whatever, many of my words end up being nonsense. That's probably a lot of the reason why my poems are often so abstract. Plus, my first drafts are always hideous before I edit them, and not just because of the weird disordered words. Sometimes I just kinda zone out when I'm stuck on an idea, and then I find that I've rested my pen onto the page too long, and then this huge pool of ink is soaked on the page, sometimes right through onto whatever's underneath. That's where I got the imagery for your reality from. But once I feel like I've written everything I wanted to get out, I go back and look at what I've written. Then my editing process is that I try to think about what I was trying to get across with my stream of consciousness writing, and then I make it a little more presentable and orderly. I usually don't change too many of the actual words. The edits are like 80% formatting, and transcribing it onto a new piece of paper so it looks less messy.
I strongly recommend random assemblage of 20 or so loosely related words in no particular order. Yes! This. Me when counting every second in the next 8 days until Ganyu banner. I have gambling addiction. Wow. You'll get Ganyu, I'm sure of it. I'm not gonna pull for her again, you know me, and saving for Zhongli. But yeah, MC with the pro advice. Random assemblages of 20 or so loosely related words, no particular order. It works. It just works. Speaking of, I recently did write a poem about those words. Again, for the longest time I've been saying I want to watch a streamer who's playing the game for the first time, write down the 20 words they pick for their first poem, and then use those 20 words that they picked in that order to write a poem of my own. 20 lines, each line with one poem in the exact same order they picked the words in, and see if I can get something to work. And I finally did it, after all this time of me saying I wanted to do it. Took me way too long, but I had to find someone who did it. Who knows, maybe I'll do the same thing on Gabe's stream today. But seriously, it's been different every time for me. I'm definitely not at the point where I can just go with the flow like Monica can. Sometimes I do just start writing and get on a tear where everything works. But for the most part, I have to do a lot of counting syllables on my fingers, looking in rhyming dictionaries. Especially when I try to write poems for a certain format. Occasionally I try to write things more freeform, but your prose has to be really eloquent for that, kind of like Yuri's. And definitely I'm not on her level of eloquence either. So basically I'm just trying a bunch of different stuff right now and seeing what works. And I'm 100% guaranteed her, as a matter of fact. I've got too many wishes. 30 of my streamer wishes, so I got bored. I mean, that's fair. I still have yet to pull a single time on a weapon banner. I have never pulled on a weapon banner because I just want the characters. And I mean, you can get weapons on the standard banner, so, you know, whatever. Poem writing tech goes burr. You just bonk bonk ink on paper. Also fair. Speaking of, I have 3 poems currently on the backlog, like in the request queue. And I've written one of them already, but it was the final one that was requested. Now I feel bad. Now I feel like I should only release that one once I've written the previous 2, because it feels kind of mean to skip past some poems and release another one first. Oh yeah, they wanted me to write about this person wanted me to write about that, and then another request to write about that. I did the final request, the first 2 are still on the queue. I think I should probably wait until I finish those. Because I don't know, it just feels rude because it seems like I am skipping poems, and I'm not. I just couldn't find any inspiration, or I didn't feel like writing them currently. And then for one of them I just had a random idea pop in my head and I was like, I can make this work. So I wrote about it, and suddenly that one was done. Big sad, big sad.
I almost always know what I want to write about straight away. I just have to find the right words and give it the right feel. For me, most of the work gets done really quickly, and then I spend a long time finding just the right words or phrases for certain parts. My parents used to read me nursery rhymes to sing me and sing to me a lot growing up, so I have a pretty good feel for meter. But rhymes sometimes give me trouble. Sometimes after I've written something, I decide to write the rhyme sounds too cheesy or whatever, so I rewrite it. In general, it doesn't take me very long to write a poem, though, which is convenient since a lot of time I put off writing my poems until very late in the week. I have plenty of ideas brewing all the time. I just have to get them on paper, which I'm usually not in the mood to do. But when the mood finally hits, I'm able to write it all really fast.
At risk of sounding pretentious,
Like that's ever stopped you.
atmosphere is really important to me. I really need the right environment to begin with. A quiet, clean, slightly dark room with a fresh scent really helps me feel creative. I don't usually drink tea at the same time, though. It's distracting. I really emphasize what Monica said about having a good, scritchy feeling pen and paper. The tactile part of the experience is very important. It makes what you're writing feel weighty and grave, like you're etching in stone. Usually for my poems, I want to present how I feel, or some idea I have, with one or several visual images. Think about it this way. Think about the number 8 now, just visually in your head. Do you see it in letters, or do you see the number?
I saw the number.
Does it have a color? People often have internal colors that they associate with numbers without thinking about it.
No, it was just black.
Especially one-digit numbers. 8 is kind of orange for me, but to get back to the point, visualizing everything, even things that aren't normally visual, helps in writing poems. I probably over-rely on visualizing things and then describing them as gracefully as I can manage. Sometimes kind of a crutch that limits what I write about and how to write about it. But it's a technique that results in poems that I really like, although I didn't really do that for my tea poem this week. That one was just me writing down all the wonderful things about tea that I could think of. Maybe I ought to try that more often given the reactions I got from the club.
You totally should. Although you'll pretty quickly run out of things you love as much as tea.
That's certainly true.
As for me, I like my poems to have a big impact, like a Genshin impact, for example. So when I write, it's a little like writing a joke. You've gotta have that really good punchline. Except instead of being funny, it has to be something that makes the reader suddenly stop and think. And then they're like, oh, I get it. Suddenly that part's not the honestly, that part's not the problem part, not the hard part. It just takes a little bit of cleverness. The hard part is having an idea that's worth writing about in the first place. So when you have to constantly be on the lookout for ideas, I've gotten a little bit better recently at using stuff from my life rather than just generic bullshit. It's almost gotten reflexive at this point, which is good, I think. Like, when my soccer coach was lecturing me, I think I was, oh man, this is going to make for a great poem. So yeah, I guess my process is to slowly become a weirder and weirder person until I'm unrecognizable poem machine. Feel free to steal that method if it works for you, internet.
Next question, if you would say, Yori.
Not much leeway in the poems. Leeway? I literally cannot go outside anymore. Don't know how to socialize other than Twitch ADHD speak. Maybe you'll find people outside who know Twitch ADHD speak. Do you all watch anime? What is your favorite? Well, I do.
I've never really watched anime. I mean, I've been around while it's been on, but I haven't really seen anything to know what most of the shows are or whether I like them. It's just something I've never really gotten into.
I've seen one anime series all the way through, but that's the only one I've ever bothered with, and that's Evangelion, so I guess it's my favorite by default. It's very well written. It's a pretty layered story with very rich characters. Even though the overall plot isn't that complicated, the story succeeds in getting emotional buy-in based on the characters' interactions. And it's full of some pretty great literary devices. It's chock full of allusions and metaphors. I guess that I like the visual style too. It's not the most impressive, but it's effective and keeps the focus on the characters. Other than that, I haven't really watched any anime, at least not comprehensively.
Alright, time for you guys to receive the wisdom of the real anime fans around here.
Yes. Natsuki making the announcement. Sayori just standing there at MC like arms crossed. I am so ready for this. I am the expert. I need to consult my thoughts right now. Go deep in my mind. So I can really go into detail. He's preparing himself. I haven't really seen anime, but I did watch a show called Food Wars and High School DxD. Average plot enjoyers, yes. The average plot enjoyers. Also, Oscar, hello, hi, welcome to the stream. You arrived at kind of, towards the end. I haven't seen your name in a long time. I was curious because you have been here before. Your name just didn't immediately jump out at me, but that is 1 year and 9 months. I'm guessing you just haven't been around for a while? But, for the last few streams, but that is longer than Debbie. Damn! Well, welcome back! Welcome back, how have you been? Hope you've been well. As you can see, we're just enjoying some time with the Literature Club right now. And we're actually approaching the end, slowly but surely. I hope you'll be able to enjoy this little Q&A that they're doing.
I definitely watch anime, probably not as much as MC and Natsuki, but I definitely watch more than most people.
No idea of Doki Doki Literature Club meetings? It's fun, it's fun. It's just fun hanging out with our favorite waifus and the main character who's on the left here. But yeah, the girl currently in the center, definitely best girl, so that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. But yeah, club meetings is a mod for the original DDLC, which takes place after the game. Basically, yeah, they're all self-aware they're in a game, technically.
I really like slice of life anime in general, or just light-hearted fun stuff.
Honestly, yeah, light-hearted, fun stuff. I like the fun stuff, I like the slice of life. Yeah, no, I agree with Sayori. Action can be good too. But, some good old slice of life is usually where the good stuff is at too.
Only dramatic or tragic stuff is just not what I need most of the time. Like Evangelion is cool, but I always feel so bad for everyone in it.
Poor Shinji.
Yeah, Rei and Asuka too. Poor everyone. Anyway, this first one doesn't really count as an anime because it's a movie, but it's sort of the same. I love Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm not going to spoil any of it in case you guys haven't seen it yet, but go watch it, seriously. Anyway, for actual anime like TV shows, let's see.
Monica is, somewhere. Actually, yeah, no, she was on the screen before. Monica and Yuri both said they don't really watch anime, Yuri not at all, and Monica has apparently seen Evangelion, so that's her favorite by default, because it's the only one she's seen. So yeah, that's the thing.
For my absolute favorites, I can get it down to 2, but I can't choose between those 2. Which is odd because one of them is pretty silly and the other is fairly serious and artistic. It's kind of like saying I can't pick between Classical Symphony and a pop hit as my favorite song. But I think that sometimes things can be good even if they're considered less high art by most people. Anyway, my 2 favorites are Biori and Hayore. Nyaruko-san. Nyaruko-san is the silly one. I was watching it last week with MC. It has fun action sequences and a lot of anime references, and it's hilarious and zany. Sometimes it's pretty racy, but that's part of the fun, and it's always totally harmless in the end and never goes too far. On the other hand, No No Biori is just a very beautiful show. If you ever heard of it, it's basically about the kids who attend this elementary school, way out in the country with not many people around. It focuses on their lives and interactions with each other, and what life is like in such a rural area. Nothing really happens much in the show, it's just little bits of their lives and you get to gradually get to know them. All the characters are super adorable and the story really gives you the warm fuzzies. If you ever need to warm up a cold and sad heart, you could watch this anime. So yeah, Hayori Nyaruko-san is my favorite for having fun and No No Biori is my favorite for feeling happy.
Okay, so I have a single favorite, but I have to give some honorable mentions first. You can't really call yourself a true anime fan unless you tried Cowboy Bebop, Kill la Kill, and Ghost in the Shell. I'm not a true anime fan. I've only watched one of those. Oh no. Welp, chat, ready the pitchforks. Get ready to kill me. Because out of those three, I've only watched Kill la Kill. My apologies. But Studio Trigger is amazing. Personal favorites of mine that aren't objectively required include One Piece and... Go on, Natsuki, tell them. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Damn bro, me when none. Debbie, they're gonna come after you too. Both of us are gonna die, but you're gonna die first because you didn't even watch one of them. But hey, Kill la Kill is fun. Studio Trigger just has amazing art style. Like the art style Studio Trigger goes for is just peak. I mean, they're the people who had Little Witch Academia, and Little Witch Academia is one of my all-time favorites. Kill la Kill is pretty nice, mainly because of the art style. It is also funny, but it is a lot more on the lewd side also. So just be warned. I mean, for crying out loud, there's a secret organization that's literally called Nudist Beach. The secret underground organization is called Nudist Beach. That tells you all you need to know. Was SS Plus tier show? Exactly. And because Kill la Kill is considered kind of a classic, and it was made by Studio Trigger, I was like, I like Little Witch Academia. The show was made by the same people and is known to be a classic. I should probably watch it. So I watched it. And again, some interesting characters. I actually have like a 3D arena fighter, Kill la Kill if. Kill la Kill has a 3D arena fighter, which I actually played a while. I got good to the point that I could set the NPCs to the maximum possible level, set the handicap as much in their favor as possible, meaning I decreased my power to the minimum, increased their power to the maximum, and again max CPU level, and I could still beat all the CPU opponents doing that. That's how good I got at the arena fighter, but only when playing as my main. I was only able to do it when playing as my main, which is fair. By the way, there's one opponent who's just completely screwed when I pick my main. Because there's one character who doesn't have a single ranged attack at all. So I can just keep spamming, and he's incredibly slow. No ranged attack at all, incredibly slow character. So you can just spam ranged attacks against that dude, and he will never ever be able to hit you. It's kind of sad. Go on, Natsuki, tell them. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Even if it does lead to harsh, unrelenting mockery from all of your friends. And Naruto. It's a fun show, and I dare any of you to say otherwise. My favorite anime, though, and this is, like, objectively true, is fucking Yes! It's fucking JoJo. It is objectively true. She's speaking the truth. All praise Natsuki. The anime expert has spoken. I came. She knows what she's talking about. She's a true expert. Maybe I have to watch Cowboy Bebop and Ghost in the Shell after all. Damn. It's got everything you need in anime. It's got action, it's got adventures, it's got insane, hilarious comedy. It's got a great story. It's also got the ability to occasionally make you feel like you just took a bunch of drugs. This is true. And that's part of its appeal? Also, as a certified god tier meme lord, JoJo has like the best memes by far and plenty of them. So final answer, JoJo, deal with it. As if I couldn't love Natsuki anymore. As if I couldn't adore Natsuki any more than this. Also, Kitten, hi! Thank you so much for the raid! How are you doing? Oh my god, how was your stream? You arrived actually kind of towards the end of the stream, which is sad, so this raid might get carried on to another stream soon. But hey, thank you so much for the raid, I appreciate it. We're currently playing Doki Doki Club Meetings, which is a mod of DDLC. It takes place after the entirety of the original game. So, yeah, they decided to continue the club. They turned the club meetings into a weekly thing instead of a daily thing. And they're basically all self-aware now. They all know they're in a game at this point. Also, we were just discussing what everyone's favorite anime was. And Natsuki is speaking the truth. Also, Darth, hello. Kinda in a bad brain groove, though. Ah, I see. Well, I hope you had a pleasant stream. What were you playing, by the way? What were you playing? I'm kind of curious. But yeah. So, favorite animes, Natsuki saying JoJo. She has a point, it's amazing. And yeah, Yuri doesn't have one, of course, because she doesn't watch any shows. Monica apparently has only seen Evangelion, so that's her favorite by default. Sayori has two, which I can't even remember the names of. Let me go back real quick. Sayori, what are yours? Hayoran, Yaruko-san, and Nonon Biori. I don't know those. So yeah. Anyway, JoJo. Good choice, Natsuki. She knows what she's talking about. This is why she's best girl. Most of the shows everyone's mentioned so far, I would agree, are top tier. Yaruko-san is really fun and I've enjoyed watching it, but it's not quite the same level of artistry as a lot of them. But Non Biori is really top notch. Evangelion is of course an absolute classic. Most of Natsuki's list was really good stuff that you should watch, except for Naruto. Agreed. And JoJo is great, but Natsuki is insane for thinking it is the best anime. Oh? You watch your mouth, boy! So, on to my list. First of all, hey Yuri.
Yes?
If you ever do want to get into watching anime, I have the perfect one for you.
What's that?
It's called Death Note. Of course. Of course! Brilliant call, MC! I know, thank you.
Why do you think I would like it?
So, one day, this guy's walking along, and would you believe it? He's a loner high school student. Can you imagine? Yeah. Anyway, he's walking through the school, and he finds this notebook. And it turns out that if you know someone's name and face, you can write their name in this book, and they will die. And you can specify cause of death no matter what. They will die exactly as you say. Death Note fits Yuri well. It does fit her well. It fits her so well. Good recommendation for her to get into anime, I guess. The show is all about how this level of power corrupts people no matter how good their intentions are.
That actually does sound very interesting. I'll have to try it sometime.
So yeah, I like Death Note. I guess my guilty pleasure anime are Bleach and Full Metal Alchemist. Kind of passé nowadays. Steins Gate is very close to being my favorite, but it's not quite there. It's tied for my second favorite. My other not quite favorite is Code Geass. It's the ultimate mecha anime. It shares some elements with Evangelion, in that it has mecha and it uses a lot of allusions and metaphors, especially religious ones. But the feel is very different. Evangelion is angsty and focuses on a small part of the world. Code Geass is more epic and grand and filled with all the big war stuff guys like. Well, yeah, but there's more to it than just the violence of it. I like the political scheming and strategy stuff. Anyway, yeah, definitely watch Code Geass. Can anyone else recommend this? I'm not sure. I'll watch Code Geass. Should I watch it? Should I? Just because of the name? Maybe, who knows? But my actual favorite, which hopefully needs no explanation, is One Punch Man. Fair choice, very fair choice. It's better than Evangelion, maybe I should watch it.
Next question.
Okay, next question. For Natsuki, what is your favorite leg?
I don't get this one.
Okay, this is good. Okay,
have to add it to the list, in quotation marks, the list that totally exists. Damn it.
Do they mean like Natsuki's right or left leg or just any leg?
Either way, I'm not sure what the point is.
Guys, I've got this. Well, anonymous emailer, I like all kinds of legs. You know, like the great leg, leg of good hope, tape leg.
I guess she's done.
I'm done. Everything's fine, nothing is ruined. It's over!
We're clearly getting memed on without understanding the memes. Yes, I think so. Very fun, but season 2 shouldn't be called One Punch Man. Fair.
Yes, you are. Next.
Oh, you want some contact with reality? Then let's make it closer to things actually. I'll share my poem with you, exactly as you guys always do. Like my poem, do you have any suggestions? Ha, now it looks like I asked a question. Answer my question, share my opinion normally. I don't want to keep things so formally. Monica's thighs and their size. Wow. What makes me happy? The title speaks the truth. Monica's thighs are so thick, juicy, and smooth. I like her personality and the fact that she's intelligent, but compared to her thighs, the rest is just irrelevant. Okay, that's enough of the sick humor. I will stop before someone gets the tumor. I hope dear Monica is not very irritated. Someone cheer her up or I will get deleted. I'm also happy to see that you're all doing great, and I will be waiting for the next update. Can I hide the text? Yeah. This poem is short, but trust me, I will improve. You have to wait another week to see my next move. Based. Based. Monica? You okay?
It seems more like lyrics than a poem, really. Obviously, the subject matter isn't really something you'd associate with fine art.
The emailer clearly thinks you're fine, Monica.
Not what I meant. Anyway, other than the lines about not caring if I have a good personality or intelligent, which makes me a little sad, joke or no. Because remember guys, we don't really like to be objectified. Unless we know you really well. But I do appreciate the sentiment, and don't worry, I wouldn't delete you. Now if you're genuinely interested in constructive criticism of this poem, make sure you stay on theme. You started off talking about thighs, but then you realized you just wanted to talk to us in general through the poem. But you're going to write a poem about thighs, then try to keep the poem focused on that topic. Secondly, some of the force of what you wrote didn't come through because it's stuff that's been said before. My thighs have been called thick so often that it doesn't really convey much anymore, it's just a meme. Poems work best when they convey sensations or thoughts that are novel to the reader, using novel words or phrases.
Monica is best. I mean, she do be pretty nice, but Natsuki's still best girl. For multiple reasons.
So even if you wanted to write about my thighs, which honestly seems pretty normal to me, I just play volleyball and do fencing and get lots of leg exercise. But anyway, if you wanted to write about that topic, you should approach it from a novel perspective. Like for instance, maybe consider a sense that hasn't been considered before, like the warmth or symmetry of the thighs rather than something so common as thickness. Or maybe consider a new perspective, like if we were doing a lap pillow thing, what would that be like? Convey a novel sense to the reader of that experience, you know?
Volleyball-based Monica. Also, I like how she's giving tips. You think the person who wrote this email actually listened to that advice and wrote a new one for the next time? Imagine if when we get to the next chapter, which will be next stream, they will have taken that feedback and written a new poem up with it.
What Monica is saying, Anon, is that even if you're going to write a lewdish creeper poem, be tasteful and artistic about it.
Basically, yeah. But I'm flattered all the same.
How are things liking so far? Okay. MC/Sayori. How are you guys liking Yaruko-san so far? I wouldn't really think it's your thing. It's kinda lewd, but I guess it's also pretty cute. So, for Natsuki, why were you so sad last time? For Yuri, your poem from last week was so good, I didn't have a question, I just wanted to say how good it was. And Monica, why are you best girl? She's not, she's second best, but fair. plays volleyball. That makes her already top tier girl. I don't know why I don't even really like volleyball, but it's still weird. I mean, I don't like most sports. I'll say most sports. Any sport that has the word ball in the name, volleyball, basketball, football, both the American and not American kind, don't like. Can stay far away from me. Because for some reason I have this weird habit of just attracting all these balls like I'm a magnet, and they always hit me in the face, on the privates, or anywhere else. Plus I am very bad. Sometimes I lack depth perception and I just can't hit ball. I was just excited his email was literally critiqued by multiple characters. That must be a good feeling for the author. Probably, yeah, volleyball increases a person's attractiveness by 10 points. Fair, but I couldn't do it. Code attracts the balls. Feel free to take that one out of context. I had songs of football, but I'm okay with the other sports. I don't like sports either way. When it's swimming, I'm okay with it. When it's climbing, I'm okay with it. When it's running, I'm okay with it. Basically, sports that you could actually, benefit from.
That's a lot of questions. I guess we'll take them in order. MC and Sayori, you guys first.
That's pretty good. The loot parts really aren't that loot. They're more just cute. Honestly, I think the whole thing is pretty charming. I mean, it's not a deep, meaningful story or anything, but it's fun to watch.
I just talked about Naruto, so I won't say that much more, but we're getting close to being done with the first season. After we're done with that, I'll probably have MC watch some of the OVA episodes. Like the one where Naruto becomes a magical girl.
She what?
Yeah, they decide that maybe she'd be less brutal if she was a magical girl instead of a henchiro hero. So they tried to get her to switch.
And how does that go?
You'll find out when we watch. Okay, next question for you, Natsuki.
I don't like that I don't know what you guys see or not. Wasn't that big of a deal, really? I'm just occasionally really overwhelmed with all this. With the whole nature of reality thing. It gets weird trying to cope with it sometimes. You guys ever suddenly get hit with the idea of your own mortality and have it freak you out? It's kinda like that. I'm just having a little trouble with it right now. Don't worry so much, I'll be okay.
Next one's for you, Yuri.
Oh, I see. Thank you. I did put quite a lot of work into it. It seemed much more important than a lot of other poems I've written. It felt like I needed to encapsulate the whole experience of the literature club into a poem, so I'm very pleased that you enjoyed it.
Finally.
Nah, you can benefit from volleyball. Smacking balls is good practice. Club Meeting Season 1 OVA. It does have an OVA if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's a bonus mini episode if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Kind of an OVA.
Finally, I'm so happy that you think of me that way. But if this experience has taught me anything, it's that the whole framework of best girl is bad for us. We need to stick together. I don't really think that you can say that any of us is truly objectively best girl. But maybe I'm your best girl, and if I am, then why is this your question? Well, I don't want to brag too much or anything, but I do have a few things going for me. Hopefully you appreciate how much I care about you and the lengths I was willing to go to for you. Loving someone a lot is a good way to get them to love you back, sometimes at least, if you don't overdo it. I also like to think that my maturity, intelligence, and strength of character is a factor. I am flattered that some of you really like me, my physical attributes, like the guy who wrote that thigh poem. Anyway, I think it's about time to stop answering emails for now. Let's start breaking down the computer setup, guys.
Oh, that foreshadowing. Yep, just Monica.
Okay, everyone. We're way past time to go home, so I'll make this quick.
Yeah, we're like 20 minutes over the usual stream time. Ain't that something?
For the viewers, don't forget to email us your questions at lit.club.press@monica@gmail.com. We answer emails from you every week, as you just saw. And as for the club, for next week, let's do poems about nature this time. But also, your poem can be anything to do with anything else in the literature club or anything that's happened with the literature club. It has to actually be about nature. Okay, club is adjourned. See you guys soon. Hey MC, are we walking home together today?
Of course we are. Why?
I thought maybe you were mad at me or something. You weren't there to walk to school this morning, so I thought maybe you weren't really wanting to anymore.
Sayori. We always walk to and from school together. I missed this morning because I slept through my alarm. Sad. Way past time the usual stream. Not way past. Not way past, like 20 minutes. Actually, no, never mind. It's more like 30 minutes. What the fuck? Oh, right, yeah. Of course, my live timer doesn't match up anymore. My live timer doesn't match up with the actual time I've been live because the stream cut out in the middle of it. So we're actually half an hour more. That's a nice increase. Time flies by, yeah. I'm sorry that I've been weird all day, I'm just tired.
Are you sure you can tell me if you don't really want to go with me? You don't have to spare my feelings. I would totally understand if you didn't.
Look, I always want to. That's not going to change. Sayori, when something bad happens, it's not automatically your fault. Yeah, I could look at the clock. That's how I noticed that it was actually half an hour. Stream timer L. I was the one being a jerk today, not you. And instead of being mad at me for it, you just took the blame. Probably because you felt upset and assumed it must be something wrong with you. You're allowed to feel mad at people if your feelings are hurt, okay? Now come on, it's getting late.
Hello.
Hi, Yuri. Heading out?
Yeah, but, I was thinking about what you said earlier, and I think I would like to walk part of the way with you guys. Only if it's okay, of course.
Of course it's okay. It's okay, right, MC?
We'd be glad to have you along. Say it's so nice that I can finally play Retrospective and F. Yeah, I know there's been a corrupted update for it. I need to play that.
And then he turns to the doctor and says, because I'm a moth.
MC is staring in the opposite direction, not paying attention. Yuri whispers to Sayori.
MC's still somewhat distant, huh?
Yeah, he was kind of warming up just before we left the club. But right now he's back to being grumpy. Or at least, just cold and distant.
Oh, I see. MC,
Oh, what's up, Yuri?
did anyone ever tell you about the time Monica fell asleep during the club?
Yuri, we said we'd never tell that story.
Well, you said we'd never tell it to anyone outside the literature club, and MC is in the literature club, so one day MC, we were all in the literature club and Monica was late. She had just taken this really stressful physics exam, and she had studied very hard for it, probably too hard. Sayori, Natsuki, and I were in the club, talking about something or other, and Monica comes in, basically stumbling through the door. It was like she was barely conscious. The exam had taken everything she had, so she walks in and... What was it she said exactly, Sayori?
She said,
Sayori clears her throat and does the best expression of Monica using her leadership voice.
okay everyone, go literature time.
And then she fell asleep on her desk so fast that her head made an audible thunk sound. So we all go about our business for an hour or so, and at one point Natsuki gets up and comes over and says, is she okay? And we all look at Monica, and she's actually become draped over the desk so far forward that her head and arms were hanging over the front, halfway to the ground, and her legs were just kind of dangling off the back, and it was like she was a tablecloth, and she was drilling down onto the floor. It was kind of gross, but also pretty adorable.
MC be like, bro, I just wanna go fucking home. It's dark. In summer, it's like 2 a.m. You know how hard it is to stay out until dark during summertime? It actually takes effort to stay up that late. Fair. MC, he really just wants to hurry. And this story about someone falling asleep just making him more tired, probably.
So Sayori and I start to have a very, very kindly and considerate discussion of how we can wake her up without freaking her out. And in the middle of this discussion, Natsuki gets tired of waiting for us and just kicks one of the desk legs and yells, "Hey, Monica!" She was so startled that she fell forward onto the floor into her drill puddle and sort of rolled forward before she realized she had been asleep. She yelled out. And that's Monica's writing tip of the day.
Wow. How undignified. Well, it's been a long day, but I think that finally shook me out of my funk. What a story. No, that didn't shake you out of your funk. The funk is tomorrow. The funk is tomorrow, bro. Losing consciousness in the street. Thanks for cheering me up, Yuri.
You're quite welcome. Well, this is where I turn left and you guys turn right. Bye, guys.
I'll see you soon, Yuri.
Bye, Yuri.
Well, that was awfully kind of her.
Sure was.
Natsuki lies in bed, singing softly to herself.
So we burst into colors, and carousels, fall head first like paper planes in playground games. I'm not tired.
She starts humming random bits of different songs.
Okay, sleep. I'm sleeping now. Damn it.
Natsuki pulls out her phone and starts texting with someone labeled as Gorl.
Yup.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah, I can't sleep. What you doing?
We're actually out at a bar.
Lucky? You better have a safe ride home.
I'm the designated driver.
Good.
Did you have a good day today?
Kinda. Hard to explain, but mostly,
Yeah, see your friends?
yeah. Would text them, but they'd probably be bugged if I texted them this late. So instead, you get to be bugged.
You know I don't mind.
Yeah. Anyway, gonna go. Pillow's starting to feel comfy. Have a good sleep.
Oh, hello, Code. I didn't expect you so late.
No, I'm just switching perspectives a little bit, you know?
I'm happy that you're here, though. You caught me in the middle of getting a late night snack. I was actually still up and working on my poem for next week. Although that's generous, really. I've just thrown away like 3 drafts. None of them were much good, but at least they started to make me sleepy. So I figured I'd come down here and drink some milk and eat a small bit of chocolate. That usually puts me right to sleep.
No, I'm just in your bedroom. Honestly, that's gotta feel so awkward. Because Monica's like the only one who's aware of my presence whenever I join in on someone's perspective. She's the only one aware. It's gonna be so weird to know that I could, just for the others as well, to know that I could just shift into their perspective at any point.
Anyways, I guess the same is going. I guess the game's going around to everyone, and it's almost time for you to go. But I wish you could stay. Maybe if you're about to go to sleep too, we can try to dream together. Of course, even dreams probably don't work across realities. Even after my little fix to our world to let us have real dreams, I'll be happy if only you're there in my dream. Good night, Code.
No. Late usual. That mean? Okay. What? No. I tried. How could... Ah! MC pants breathlessly for a moment in a cold sweat. No. No more. I just want to sleep. Just let me sleep. Where's Yuri literally fucking blips out of existence? Yep.
I guess maybe a normal person would have been mad at him. He was the one who didn't come out, and then he was mad at me. But I'm not mad at him. Don't even think about it. I love him. Doesn't count. Doesn't count if I don't say it out loud. Doesn't count.
You should be mad, you know.
Why should I be mad?
Don't you remember what he said? Probably because you felt upset and assumed it must be something wrong with you. You're allowed to feel mad at people if your feelings are hurt, okay? You're allowed to feel mad at people if your feelings are hurt. He said that and you love him.
Totally doesn't count.
But you trust him.
Yes?
So you should be mad if your feelings are hurt. And your feelings are hurt.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, this is just my depression. This is just my depression. This is just my depression.
No, it isn't. Your depression is over here. It's dormant. Or I guess it was dormant. What the fuck? We mind readers now or something? Fuck is this? Well, mind readers all the time. We could read characters' minds if we switch to their perspective. But this is new. Pathetic. Even when you're not depressed, you're thinking about being depressed. Stop thinking, turn over, put your face in your pillow and cry yourself to sleep like always. Shut up, I'm in charge now. And like I said, your feelings are hurt, you're angry. So it's time to be mad. You're allowed, he said so.
Why am I mad?
You love him.
Doesn't count. But why would that be a reason to be mad?
Remember?
Only if it's okay, of course.
We'd be glad to have you along.
And then he turns to the doctor and says, because I'm a moth? MC is still somewhat distant, huh? MC, did anyone ever tell you about the time Monica fell asleep during the club?
It's been a long day, but I think that finally shook me out of my funk. Thanks for cheering me up, Yuri. I'll see you soon, Yuri. Oh, jealousy talking. We're playing a new Pixar game. Inside Out Doki Doki edition. Yes. That bitch.
No, that's not justified anger, that's just jealousy. And it's stupid jealousy. You're just trying to be nice and help him feel better.
She was, because you couldn't help him feel better. It was an opportunity for her. She wants him. She wants to take him away from you.
No, she doesn't. It was a thing any friend might do. And I was always okay with him being with someone else. That was the whole point of bringing him out.
That's right. It's stupid to feel angry. It's stupid to feel anything. Why would you feel angry at her for doing what's obviously right? You couldn't help him feel better. You never can. You want him to be happy, don't you? He'd be happy with her away from you. Just let it be. You don't need to do anything. Stare straight ahead. Stare. No, he's yours. You grew up with him. She has no right. How self-absorbed can you be? He's not yours. You have no right to him. You're a poison to him. How dare she? You just bring suffering to everyone around you now. I guess Yuri's next, huh?
No, she's my friend.
She's a thief and a liar. You see this? And this is what you get when you think of even for a second that you mean anything.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
This feels weird, intrusive kinda, I don't know. Very intrusive thoughts here.
Shut up!
Sarah quickly looks around the room.
Whoops. Just close your eyes. You'll be okay. Everything's okay.
Next time she fucking looks at him, punch her in the face.
Everything's okay. Stay strong.
Stay strong, I'm coming. Worthless. 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 Muda, 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 muda!
Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
You're safe now. Not for long.
Everything's okay.
These are kind of very normal emotions and thoughts to see in a video game. I think it feels intrusive since it's like a real person. It does feel like a real person, yeah. Just don't be just don't be depressed. Fixed it.
Oh, she's brushed and ready for bed. My, it's definitely past time for it too. Okay, now the blind trip from the bathroom to the bed. There's the bedpost. Well, that was quite the day. I'm so happy everyone liked my poem so much, and everyone watched Hamlet. That was scary at first, but everyone ended up liking it, I think. It's unsettling that the game was watching me, though. I wonder if it's watching me now.
I am.
Hello? Are you there?
Yes?
I guess even if you are, you don't have a way to tell me.
I don't. I can only really... Like, the only one who's even properly aware of when I'm there is Monica. And even then, communicating is kind of hard. No, you're in PJs? Sad. Big sad.
I probably shouldn't worry about it. It's like we said, it's definitely better if we just ignore it. I wish Monica didn't know, though. We'd never have to know if she didn't. But be careful what you wish for, I guess. She'd probably trade that away in a second to get rid of anything else. Well, Monica, well, she seemed happy today. Everyone I see seemed more or less happy today, and he ended up being okay, and I was able to help. That really feels great. I'm still so glad I have such wonderful friends. I really do love all of them. Thanks to them, today was quite lovely.
Like, if any of us gained insight into the fourth dimension, we can't see or feel sense it, but if it's there, we're always being watched. See you next week. Don't forget to email Monica your questions for next week at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. Please be sure to check the credits TXT for everyone who helped this week. The list of people who helped is getting so long that they can't all be listed here. But special mention is due to Crow for doing custom work on short notice for free, making cool background art. Thanks are also due to the fine inhabitants of the DDMC Discord server. Thank you for watching. And I'd be like, run, run, run! And even choose one of them just makes her... Until next time. Alright. We were kind of late. No, not skip. Bah. Save again. I don't know why I'm even saving here. I mean, this is the menu. There's no point in saving on the menu. But I shall do it anyway, because I feel like it. Now then, next up, it is time for the raid. Specifically, we're raiding Gabe, because guess what? Gabe is playing the DLC too, or at least he said he would be. Let's hope it's working today. Well, judging by the fact that he's still live and still playing the game, I'm assuming it's working, so that could be fun. Alright, let's go and raid Gabe and see what the original DDLC, the unmodded one, was like, right? I hope you're ready. Again, thank you guys, by the way, so much for watching. I appreciate all of you for being here. I appreciate all those of you who were lurking. I appreciate all those of you who raided. Again, another big thanks to Kitten for the raid. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, I hope to see you around in future streams as well. Next stream tomorrow for Friday Night Funk, and I'll see you then. So yeah, bye everyone. Bye. And also, goodbye to those of you watching this as an archive. I appreciate your support, and I would love to see you around live in the future if you can make it. See you around. Bye-bye.